Hello and welcome to Trial TV Live. I am the Squeegee of Justice. Thank you so much for joining us today as we are turning our attention to a trial out of Ohio, Toby Madden. This trial we actually covered last year when it happened, actually 2 years ago now. It happened in September of 2024. We covered it then, but if you guys were with us then, you'll remember, and if you weren't with us, I'll tell you what happened. We were demonetized right around Thanksgiving because we weren't giving enough, independent or isolated, whatever the word is, content. So because I wasn't on screen, they didn't think original, that's what it is. It wasn't original enough content. So we were basically just providing a clean stream, and I was chatting and we had our graphics, but I wasn't on camera talking to you guys, doing recaps, that kind of stuff. So YouTube demonetized us. We appealed. Long story bearable. We were able to come back about 3 months later, 3 or 4 months later. We were able to come back. Well, we were always there. We were just able to monetize our streams. So we did cover this trial, but because we got demonetized, we had to take it down. So now that we're in between live trials, we're waiting for Mario Fernandez to start. He is actually in jury selection right now, starting next week. So we figured, why don't we look back at some of the old trials we did that we had to get rid of? You know, let's build up our library again. So this is a perfect opportunity for us to do that. It was a 5-day trial, and we can put it in 4 days. So with that said, I hope you guys enjoy it. It's a very, very interesting trial, very sad, but also very, very interesting. So with that, it's going to be a short one. This is only about 2 hours today. Yeah, it's just about 2 hours, but then day 2 is 8 hours. Day 3 and 4 will combine. That's going to be about 8 hours. And then day 5 is the verdict. So anyway, this will be a short stream today. And then so just get comfortable and let's get started. All right, so welcome in everybody. Welcome in. Hope everybody's having a good day. Yes, Northwest. This was from September of 2024. We did cover this trial back then. It was before I was on screen, and we did have to take it down. So as I said at the top of the stream, we looked back through our past trials that we covered, and we're like, we have a week basically we have a week off, if you will, of live trials. I'm sure there's a trial going on other than Lindsay Clancy, which of course YouTube smacked us for doing that. I'm sure there's other trials going on, but we don't want to get caught up in a new trial that's going to bleed into Mario Fernandez, because that trial we are going to be full on focused. That starts next Monday, so a week from today. So in the meantime, we look back and we thought this would be a very interesting trial to bring to you guys. Like I said, we covered it. There's a lot that goes on. Toby Madden you'll see, it starts off with a bang, as I told Kaylee. So let me just welcome in everybody before we get started. Hi. Hello, Sid. We've got Camilla and Horse Welfare. Welcome in, you guys. William, great to see you. Pink is your superpower. Great to see you. Hey, Grampy, how are you? Jeff Poole, the Jim McIntyre defense. Yep, for sure. Hey, Shirley Roth, great to see you. Sherry M., thank you for joining us. Debbie, Crazy Mary Fitz, great to see you both. Hey, Brett, how are you doing today? Northwest, there you are. And Dawn, hello, welcome in. Donna, yes, I hope I alleviated your confusion with that explanation. Let's see, we've got Jenny G saying hello. How are you doing? Kaylee, hello, hello. Welcome in. Aussie Gardner, great to see you. Hope you're doing well today on a Monday. All right. I think we got everybody. Gordon, how are you doing? Hey, Angelique. Heidi. Pammy, yep, I got your favorite guitar. I didn't change it. I had that up for Courtney Clenny. I didn't change it out. Diane, how are you? Welcome in. Hey, Cindy. Good to see you again. All right. I think I got everybody. Fanny, great to see you. CJ Sunshine, hello, hello. Welcome in. JPC, and we are back. Good Vibes saying hello to everybody. Bama Green Eyes, great to see you. All right. I think I got everybody. Let me just make sure. Lazy Boys, there you are. Canadian Queen, hello. This is a new trial, but it's not a new trial. If you missed the beginning, this is from 2024, from September of 2024. So we did watch it back then, but we had to take it down because, as I explained, we got demonetized. So we had to remove it from our library. So to me, we're in between live trials. I didn't want to get caught up in watching a trial and then that bleeds into next week because that's Mario Fernandez. So this was a good trial. It's really, really interesting. There's a lot of fireworks that go on. He's a freak, and it'll be a good week for you guys. All right. So the date of this incident was October 11th of 2022. Rachelle Brewsaugh. She is the victim. She was 50 years old. Toby Madden is the defendant. He's 56 years old now. So remember, this took place 4 years ago, so he was 52 at the time. He is charged with 2 counts of taking a person's life and felonious assault. So what happened was Rachelle, I should say, was his girlfriend of 27 years and also the mother of his child. Now keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Do not forget that fact because that will come into play during the trial. So this takes place in Hamilton, Ohio. Prosecutors allege that Brewsaugh was stabbed 55 times in the chest, abdomen, head, back, knees, arms, shoulders, and hands. Basically, anywhere and everywhere this poor woman could have been stabbed, she was stabbed. Now, Madden, he pled not guilty. He told authorities that someone else took her life in retaliation after the couple had confiscated substances, claiming there was a bounty on his head, right? Court records show that Madden had been caught by the Butler County Sheriff's Office in September of 2021 with a suitcase containing 316 grams of meth. However, he wasn't indicted for that charge until November of 2022, shortly after his arrest for Brewsaugh's murder. Now, he's currently serving a prison sentence of 11 to 16 and a half years for that conviction, and so he is in jail, or he's in prison for that. So he attempted to represent himself in this trial, but the judge denied his request twice. Over the following 23 months, the case has been pending. He has gone through at least 6 attorneys and has been disruptive in court. In March, he had to be forcibly removed from the courtroom after threatening his attorney. So initially charged with aggravated possession of meth, Madden was not indicted on charges until December of 2022. At that time, his bond was raised to $1 million. He has since been convicted, as I said earlier, of these charges, of the substance charges. So he claims that there was a bounty on his head. Some people came in and they stabbed poor Rachelle 55 times. So we'll see if the state can actually prove that. So let us get started with opening statements. Just put myself over here. All right, so this is going to be opening statements from day one. All right, so here we go. And it starts off, if you guys aren't ready for it, it starts off immediately. There's no audio for like the first maybe 10 seconds, but pay attention to what happens. If you're hearing my voice and you're not at a screen or whatever, definitely drop what you're doing and come watch what happens, because it starts off pretty bonkers. All right, here we go.
I'm so sorry. Court please back in session.
Okay, please be seated. Okay, we're back on the record in State versus Madden, CR 22-121675. The jurors are not present at this time. Counsel for the state, Mr. Burris and Mr. Hahn are present, along with Detective Horton, and Mr. Madden appears in person with counsel, Mr. Wilder. Just a few housekeeping details before we get started today. Counsel should have found on their table a packet of the jury instructions. Those are draft instructions. I don't expect you to comment on those today. I just wanted to give you a working copy so that as we go through the evidence in this case, you're able to make comments and request additions or corrections to those. The other thing I wanted to bring attention is we do have the media covering the trial. I have instructed that the jurors will not be filmed. I would ask the counsel to police their own witnesses. If any of your witnesses do not wish to be on film, please let me know that prior to the witness taking the stand, and I will instruct the camera operators to not film that particular witness. Okay, so are we prepared to go forward, Mr. Burris?
With opening, yes. I know Rachelle Madden, who has been the victim rep for most of this, is the daughter of the defendant and daughter of the deceased. I do believe wishes to exercise her martial law rights and be present for whatever part of the trial that she would be allowed to.
All right. Do you have any comment on that, Mr. Wilder?
Yeah, we would object to that.
Listen, I don't want to object to anything. I want to, this is about the family that I love. And, listen, I'm responsible for what happened to her. I didn't mean get into it.
Judge, are we recording?
I believe we are.
And I'm so
Do we go off?
We need to take a recess?
Yes.
Okay, let's take a recess and we'll...
and I don't want you to hate me. I don't want you to hate me.
I told you. I told you. All right, so this is Butler County, Hamilton. It's outside of Cincinnati. It's like northeast, just slightly northeast of Cincinnati. Between Dayton, it's south. Actually, just straight. Actually, it's pretty due north of Cincinnati. So if you guys are familiar with Ohio, this would be the southwest corner of Ohio. All right, so there he goes. And they recessed immediately. So then eventually we are going to get to opening statements. All right, and we're back.
Okay, we're back on the record.
All rise. This court please back in session.
Okay, please be seated. Okay, we're back on the record in State versus Madden, CR 22-121675. The jurors are not present at this time. Counsel for the state, Mr. Burris and Mr. Hahn are present, along with Detective Horton, and Mr. Madden appears in person with counsel, Mr. Wilder. Just a few housekeeping details before we get started today. Counsel should have found on their table a packet of the jury instructions. Those are draft instructions. I don't expect you to comment on those today. I just wanted to give you a working copy so that as we go through the evidence in this case, you're able to make comments and request additions or corrections to those. The other thing I wanted to bring attention is we do have the media covering the trial. I have instructed that the jurors will not be filmed. I would ask the counsel to police their own witnesses. If any of your witnesses do not wish to be on film, please let me know that prior to the witness taking the stand, and I will instruct the camera operators to not film that particular witness. Okay, so are we prepared to go forward, Mr. Burris?
With opening, yes. I know Rachelle Madden, who has been the victim rep for most of this, is the daughter of the defendant and daughter of the deceased.
Back in session.
All right.
Court please back in session.
Please be seated. We're back on the record in State versus Madden. Again, the jurors are not present on behalf of the state. Our assistant prosecutors, Brad Burris and Michael Hahn, and Detective Horton is also present. In addition, Mr. Madden is present with his counsel, Mr. Wilder. Mr. Wilder, is there any need, do we need to address anything before the jurors are brought in?
Yes, I do believe we should, Your Honor, given what just occurred in court. I'm a little concerned about Mr. Madden's emotional state on seeing some of his family members, and at the chance that that may repeat itself in front of the jury, I certainly don't want anything like that to be prejudicial to his defense or his case or his interests. So I do believe at this time, Mr. Madden, because of those reasons, the emotion of this and his family being here, I think he is preferring to be somewhere else in the courtroom, the courthouse, to watch by video, because I don't believe he can get through the portion of this, especially the beginning, without having the emotion he just displayed in court just a few moments ago.
Okay, Mr. Madden, you've heard Mr. Wilder's representation. Is that your, as what he expressed to the court, how you desire to proceed today?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And
Yes, ma'am. For having Stephen, look at having seen my family and now I'm hurt. I'm just look at I feel.
all right. Well, it appears that you have regained your composure, and I do want you to have a fair trial and to be able to participate with your counsel in your defense. We've gone over a number of cases in the past talking about disruptions in the courtroom. Those include Illinois versus Allen, 90 Supreme Court 1057, and out of our Court of Appeals in the 12th District, State versus Cook, 2021 Ohio 2157, and State versus Kilgore, 2006 Ohio 2139. And as I indicated to you previously, we must have decorum in this courtroom and proceed without disruption. But I want to give you the opportunity to be here, but I can't let you disrupt the proceedings. So I'm going to give you one final caution and ask that you keep the decorum that these proceedings require. And if you fail to do that, I will have you removed from the courtroom, and we will take you to another room where you can view the trial on television, but you will not be in the courtroom so that we can proceed with these matters. Mr. Burris, is there anything that you wish to put on the record at this time?
I'm in agreement with the court. I was just going to say, I don't think he's had an outburst yet in front of the jury that warrants removal at this point.
Very well. Okay, and is there anything that you wanted to put on the record before we bring the jurors in?
The statement was made in front of defense counsel. I do feel like I probably have to supplement discovery in some way, so I will make an oral supplemental motion as to the statements that Mr. Madden made to family members and in front of the media. Actually, some of them were from the court as well, that's on record. And then I will do a written supplemental discovery later on today when we get down to tomorrow. I don't want to use the word prejudice, but obviously Mr. Wilder was right next to him, so he would have heard all the statements.
All right. We stopped the proceedings after you had raised the issue of the victim's representative being in the courtroom and exercising her constitutional rights under Marcy's law. You heard the objection. Did you have any response that you wish to offer with regards to that?
Thank you.
All right. At this time, I am going to permit the victim's representative to remain in the courtroom. Is there an expectation that that representative will be testifying at some point during the trial?
I believe she'll be the first one to show up.
All right. Okay. And the court will find then that that there will be little to no prejudice given that the witness will be the first witness to testify. But if we need to revisit that issue, we certainly can do that. Okay. Anything else before, or do we need a few minutes before we start with opening statements?
Mr. Hahn's going to do the opening statement. I believe he's good to go.
Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and bring the jurors in.
Judge, I'm sorry.
Oh, just a minute.
I
Yes,
would
sir.
make a motion for separation of witnesses. I don't know if you want to do that now or
Sure, let's
after
go ahead and
opening,
do
but I
that.
would The defense would move to separate all witnesses in this case so no one's able to hear the testimony of the other before they're called to the stand.
Okay. And Mr. Burris, on that issue, I've already ruled that the victim's representative may remain in the courtroom. Are there any other witnesses in the courtroom that you anticipate will testify?
No.
Not on behalf of the state of Ohio, however, I do believe Mr. Wilder has at least verbally indicated to me you might be calling Miss Celeste, and she is in the courtroom.
Well, she's on your list too.
Yeah, but I'm not intending on calling her, but I'm not playing games with you that way. I'm just saying, she is in the courtroom, and you did verbally indicate to me that you may call her as a witness. So that's the one for you. That's one for you to address.
And just so the record's clear, that was on the list that the prosecutor gave me through email. Her name is on that list.
All right.
I don't know if I will call her or not, so I would consider her a defense witness at this point and ask her to leave the courtroom.
All right. Very well, thank you.
And I would also reiterate, I'm asking for my client to be addressed because I don't think he should be in this courtroom in front of this jury the way he's acting right now. I think it's prejudicial to him to do this in front of a jury. So I'm asking for him to be addressed on whether his appearance, he will waive it and go upstairs because I think it would impact his defense in this case.
All right, and again, I will rely on the cases that I previously cited, and I'm going to proceed with caution on this issue so as to give Mr. Madden the fair trial that he deserves, and that we will have to see where things go, but I hope that he'll be able to remain collected and assist in his defense. With regard to separation of witnesses, I will grant that motion, again, permitting the victim's representative to remain in the courtroom as well as Detective Horton, who is the state's designee. Okay, so with that, anyone that, other than those two individuals that expects to testify in this trial will need to leave the courtroom, and we can bring the jurors in at this time.
Judge, he's indicated he does not want to be in here.
All right.
I understand.
I've made my ruling, and I'm going to stand by that at this time. Please be seated. I want to start by thanking you for your patience, ladies and gentlemen. It's not our practice to delay the proceedings, but sometimes things happen that necessitate that. I will assure you that we have been working diligently outside of your presence, and again, I appreciate your patience. So at this time, I'm going to give you some opening instructions, and before we hear the opening statements of counsel and begin to take evidence, it may be helpful if you have some preliminary instructions to help you follow in listening to and considering the evidence. Later, after you have heard all of the evidence and the closing arguments of counsel, I will give you further instructions on the law. It is the duty of the judge to instruct you on the law, and it is your duty to follow the law as I will state it to you now and from time to time during the trial and at the conclusion of the final arguments. You, the jury, have the exclusive duty to decide all questions of fact submitted to you. In connection with this duty, you must determine the effect and the value of the evidence. You must not be influenced in your decision by sympathy, prejudice, or passion toward any party, witness, or attorney in this case. If in these instructions or in the instructions I may give you later, any principle or idea is repeated or stated in different ways, no emphasis is intended and you shall infer none. You must not single out any particular instruction and ignore others. You are to consider all of the instructions as a whole and are to consider each instruction in relation to the other instructions. The fact that I give you some instructions now, others during the course of the trial, and further instructions after final arguments has no significance as to their relative importance, nor does the order in which I give you the instructions. In the event you should experience a personal problem during the course of the trial, you may explain the matter to Mr. Halcomb and the message will be relayed to me. The attorneys for the parties will of course have active roles in the trial. They will make opening statements, question witnesses, make objections, and finally will argue the case as the last step before you hear my final instructions and commence your deliberations. Remember at all times that the lawyers are not witnesses, and since it is your duty to decide the case solely on the evidence you see or hear in this case, you must not consider as evidence any statement of any attorney made during the trial. There is an exception, and that is if the attorneys agree as to any fact. That agreement, stipulation, or admission of fact will be brought to your attention, and you may then regard that fact as being conclusively proved without the necessity of further evidence on that fact. During the course of the trial, the court may instruct you to disregard certain statements of a witness or of counsel. This may be a difficult concept for some jurors. The court does not anticipate that you will literally forget or delete from your minds the matter that you have actually heard. The instruction means that if or when you remember anything that you have been instructed to disregard, you must say to yourself, I cannot consider or be influenced by that in any way or for any purpose. Obviously, the forbidden matter must not be mentioned or otherwise be a part of your deliberations. If a question is asked and an objection to the question is sustained, you will not hear the answer. You must not speculate as to what the answer might have been or as to the reason for the objection. If an answer is given to a question and the court then grants a motion to strike the answer, you are to completely disregard that question and the answer. You will not consider them for any purpose. A question in and of itself is not evidence and may be considered by you only as it supplies meaning to the answer. When an objection is made, it does not mean that someone is trying to conceal some evidence from you. There are rules governing the admissibility of evidence which must be followed, and the court attempts to accomplish this by ruling on the objections. The objection is made to call the court's attention to a perceived transgression of the rules. Over the centuries, the law has determined what evidence is reliable and what evidence is not reliable. In order to preserve the integrity of the trial, each side attempts to ensure that only reliable evidence is presented to the jury. This is usually the reason for an objection. There will be occasions when the attorneys approach the bench and speak to the court out of your hearing. You must not speculate as to these discussions which concern points of law because they are not evidence, and it would be unfair to all parties before the court for the jury to consider these discussions, which are not part of the evidence upon which you will base your decision. As jurors, you also have the sole and exclusive duty to decide the credibility of the witnesses who will testify in this case. This simply means that it is you, the jury, who must decide whether to believe or disbelieve a particular witness. In making this determination, you will apply the tests of truthfulness which apply in your daily lives. There are several tests of truthfulness, one of which is the bias or interest, if any, of a witness. That is, if a witness has a personal, philosophical, or financial interest in the outcome of a case, that fact shall be considered in determining the weight to be given to that witness's testimony. Other tests of truthfulness which you shall consider include the appearance of each witness upon the stand, his or her manner of testifying, the intelligence of the witness, the reasonableness of the testimony, the opportunity the witness had to see, hear, and know the things about which he or she testified, his or her accuracy of memory, frankness or lack of it, together with all the facts and circumstances surrounding the testimony. Apply these tests and assign to each witness's testimony the weight you deem proper. You are not required to believe the testimony of any witness simply because it was given under oath. You may believe or disbelieve all or any part of the testimony of any witness. You should not decide any issue of fact merely on the basis of the number of witnesses who testify on each side of that issue. Rather, the final test in judging the evidence should be the force and the weight of the evidence, regardless of the number of witnesses on each side of an issue. The testimony of one witness, believed by you, is sufficient to prove any fact. If there are discrepancies in a witness's testimony or between any witness's testimony and the testimony of other witnesses, this does not necessarily mean that you should disbelieve the witness, as people commonly forget facts or recollect them differently after the passage of time. You are all certainly aware that two persons who are witnesses to an event may see or hear it differently. In considering a discrepancy in a witness's testimony, you should consider whether that discrepancy concerns an important fact or a trivial one. Should you in the course of your deliberations conclude that any witness has intentionally testified falsely to a material fact, you are free to disregard all of that witness's testimony on the principle that one who testifies falsely as to one material fact may also testify falsely as to other facts. You are not required, however, in all circumstances to consider such a witness unworthy of belief. You may accept so much of that witness's testimony as you believe to be true and reject only that portion which you conclude is false. Now, you should have notebooks in hand. Okay, I want to talk with you about note-taking. During this trial, I will permit you to take notes, and the court has provided you with pencils and note paper for your convenience. For many years, the practice of juror note-taking was discouraged because the taking of notes distracts your mind from the evidence that is presented while you are busy taking notes. The other reason was that the best note-taker might have more influence on other jurors than is wanted. Remember, each of you must individually determine the issues in this case. It is your responsibility to observe the witnesses as they testify and to listen attentively to all the testimony. At the end of the case and deliberations, your collective minds will then reach a verdict. The notes are only to be used as a memory aid and should not be allowed to take precedence over jurors' independent memories of facts. Please understand that testimony cannot be repeated nor the trial delayed to permit the taking of accurate notes. It is your responsibility to observe the witnesses and to listen to the testimony. There is no requirement that you take notes. Okay, at this time we are going to hear the opening statements. And the opening statements of counsel are concise and orderly descriptions of each side's claims and defenses and the evidence counsel expects to produce in support of those claims and defenses. They are previews of the respective cases designed to give you some perspective on the evidence. Opening statements are not evidence. Each side may address you once during opening statements, and in accordance with the rules that govern these proceedings, the state will speak first. Okay, on behalf of the state.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see here, I have an opening statement prepared. However, sometimes things happen where you have to change on the fly. So I'm still going to give you this opening statement. However, I'm going to tell you something first up front. So probably 30 minutes ago from now, you all were back in the jury room. Mr. Madden was brought into the courtroom here. The record was on. We had to deal with some preliminary matters before you were all brought in. Mr. Madden saw Michaela Madden in the back of the courtroom and the rest of family members. And he turned to them and said, as he made a motion of this, I'm responsible for what happened to her. I didn't mean it. I love you. That was recorded, and you're going to hear that recording during this trial. You're also going to hear from witnesses that also heard it. Detective Horton heard it. He was sitting here. Michaela heard it. She was sitting there. He was talking right to her. So you're going to hear that in this trial. And now, my plan is to give my opening statement that I did have prepared and explain to you what he didn't mean to do. And ladies and gentlemen, it's 55. That's the number that I want all of you to remember. You're going to hear that number a lot throughout this trial. And that's because that's the number of times that Toby Madden, that man sitting right there, stabbed Rachelle Brewsaugh on October 11th of 2022 and killed her. 55. He stabbed his girlfriend of over 20 years and the mother of his child 55 times. And because of this stabbing, he was charged and indicted on 4 counts. And I think it's important, I know you heard it already from the judge in voir dire, but I think it's important that you hear the indictment, and I'm going to read it to you. And I think it's important because I want you to understand these charges, and I want all of you to understand the elements that the state's going to prove to you throughout this trial. Count 1, murder. On or about October 11th of 2022 in Butler County, Ohio, Toby L. Madden did purposely cause the death of Rachelle Brewsaugh, which constitutes the offense of murder, an unclassified felony in violation of Revised Code 290302 and against the peace and dignity of the state of Ohio. Count 2, murder. On or about October 11th, 2022, in Butler County, Ohio, Toby Madden did cause the death of Rachelle Brewsaugh as a proximate result of the offenders committing or attempting to commit an offense of violence that is a felony of the first or second degree and that is not a violation of Section 290303 or 290304 of the Revised Code, which constitutes the offense of murder, unclassified felony in violation of 290302B. Count 3, felonious assault. And then in parentheses, serious physical harm. On or about October 11th of 2022, in Butler County, Ohio, Toby Madden did knowingly cause serious physical harm to Rachelle Brewsaugh, which constitutes the offense of felonious assault, serious physical harm, second-degree felony in violation of 290311A1. And finally, count 4, felonious assault with a deadly weapon. On or about October 11th of 2022, in Butler County, Ohio, Toby Madden did knowingly cause or attempt to cause physical harm to Rachelle Brewsaugh by means of a deadly weapon or dangerous ordinance, which constitutes the offense of felonious assault with a deadly weapon, second-degree felony in violation of 290311A2. That's what he's been charged with for what happened on October 11th of 2022. So I'm going to take you back to that time. On October 11th of 2022, Toby Madden and Rachelle Brewsaugh were living in a house at 1270 Parish Avenue in the city of Hamilton, Butler County, Ohio. They were living there and they were renovating that residence at the same time. And on October 11th of 2022, Rachelle had called the city of Hamilton, the utilities department, and asked that the gas be turned on because they didn't have any gas service there. So at 8 a.m. on October 11th of 2022, 4 City of Hamilton utility workers came out to the residence at 1270. And you're going to hear from all 4 of them. They're going to explain to you how they went up to the door, knocked at 8 a.m. She answered. She let them in. She had a big dog. They had a big dog in this residence. She showed them the way to the basement. They needed to go see the furnace and do some work on the furnace. So she showed them the way to the basement, and she sat on the couch near the front door holding the dog so the dog wouldn't bother them. And as they go downstairs into the basement, they go through an adjacent room right next to where she's sitting on the couch with the dog. And these city workers are going to tell you that there was a male in a chair covered by a blanket, and he was sitting there sleeping. And he didn't get up. He was just there. He didn't say anything to him. So they go downstairs into the basement, and they run their tests on the gas lines, but apparently there's something wrong with the furnace. The furnace doesn't work, so they cannot turn on the gas. So around 8:30 a.m., they go back upstairs out of the basement. They tell Rachelle, the male's still sleeping in the chair. I believe he tells one of the workers, like, what's up, or something to that effect. They walk past him. They go into that front room with Rachelle sitting there with the dog, and they tell her, I'm sorry, we can't turn the gas on to your house. The furnace is broken, and you need to get the furnace fixed first. And they leave at about 8:30 a.m., all 4 of them. And they're all 4 going to tell you that they saw Rachelle as they left, and she was alive and well. And that the house, furniture is not in any disarray. The furniture that is in there is in its correct place. So the next thing you're going to hear then is at noon, so 3.5 hours later, Hamilton Police Department gets a 911 call. And they respond out because Rachelle's been stabbed and killed. So you're going to hear from first responders, Officer Katie Johnson and Officer Taras Volchikov, who at the time was with Hamilton PD in 2022. He's no longer with HPD. He's now with Warren County. But you're going to hear from she's a detective now, but Officer Johnson at the time, you're going to hear from her, and she's going to tell you how that when she arrives, she goes into the house, and there's Toby Madden on top of Rachelle trying to do CPR on what is clearly a deceased person. She pulls him off, gets him outside, hands him off to Officer Volchikov, who takes him outside to the sidewalk. And what else? The other thing that Officer Johnson's going to tell you is that when she goes through that house, there's absolutely no signs of forced entry by anyone. Doors are locked, back doors locked. You're going to see these pictures. There's no breaks in the door jamb in the front door. Windows are intact. And Officer Volchikov is going to tell you that, yes, he was acting hysterically inside when Officer Johnson went in there and pulled him off. But as he gets Toby Madden outside on the sidewalk, Toby then asks for a cigarette. And then wants to go back inside because he says he needs to get his jacket and his wallet. Of course, Officer Volchikov doesn't allow this, and Toby gets mad at Officer Volchikov for that. The next thing you're going to hear is you're going to hear from Ann Mayers. Ann Mayers is a neighbor who lived at 1260 Parish Avenue, which is right next door, and these houses are close together. She's going to testify, and she's going to tell you that she was sitting on her porch in the morning around 9 a.m., between 9 and 9:30, and she sat out there every morning with her sister that she lived with and drank her coffee. This morning was a little different on October 11th. She heard a scream, and she said that it came, she's going to tell you that it comes from the direction of 1270, so her left, as she's sitting on the porch. But she's also going to tell you that at that time, on October 11th of 2022, she was 73 years old. And she wore hearing aids, and she didn't have them in that morning. But she still heard the scream, but she wasn't exactly sure what it was. She's going to tell you she didn't know if it was a woman screaming or if it were kids playing in the neighborhood. So she didn't do anything about it. She went inside, and she's going to tell you that she went inside and ate breakfast. But then when she comes back outside after breakfast, she's going to tell you that now there's police activity in there, out in the yard and in the street, because she didn't come back out for a while. And she watched all that police activity, and she heard Toby Madden tell police officers out in the yard that there were 3 city workers that came into my house. You're also going to hear from Michaela, Rachelle's daughter, Toby's daughter. She's going to tell you about her parents' relationship. She's going to tell you how they moved from place to place over the years. She's going to tell you about the on-again and off-again nature of their relationship and the bumpy relationship. She's going to also tell you, as I said before, what he just said to her right here in this courtroom while the record was running. You're also going to hear from Detective Aaron Huckey. He works with the Hamilton Police Department. He's going to testify and tell you that he arrived at the scene on October 11th of 2022. And the first thing that he noticed when he went into that house at 1270 Parish is he's going to tell you how he's hit with the smell of rubbing alcohol. And then he's going to explain to you how he goes through that house and he takes pictures, inside and outside. And you're going to see all these pictures for yourself. And you're going to see in these pictures that there is no forced entry. You're going to see in these pictures that there was clearly a struggle inside of this house at 1270 Parish. There's going to be an entertainment center overturned, other furniture pushed around, out of place. And you're going to see the pictures of Rachelle's body laying on the floor, deceased, with 55 stab wounds in her body. And the blood that is all over the wall and the window and the floor. Then you're going to hear from Dr. Russell Updegrove. who performed the autopsy on Rachelle's body. He's going to explain to you how he performs an autopsy and how he performed the autopsy on her body. And he's going to guide you through the pictures of the autopsy. And you're going to see in those pictures the stab wounds that are in her legs, that are in her arms, in her back, in her torso, and in her head. And then he's going to go through the pictures of the piercing wounds through her liver, through her lungs, and through her heart that all came from 55 stab wounds. Then you're going to hear from Detective Robert Horton. He's the leading investigator in this case. And he's going to tell you that on October 11th of 2022, that he interviewed Toby Madden. And that Toby Madden implied to him that 3 utility workers from the city of Hamilton did this. They killed Rachelle. And he's also going to tell you that Toby Madden told him in that interview that people were out to get him. And then he follows that up with, but he doesn't know anyone that would want to hurt Rachelle. And Detective Horton is going to tell you how he photographed Toby Madden. Photographed scratches on his arms, on his torso, and on his chest. He's going to tell you that on October 11th at the scene, that he collected a black backpack at the scene that contained a red-handled Swiss Army knife. And that Swiss Army knife appeared to be wet. And he's going to tell you how he went to Rachelle's autopsy. And he collected the black Planet Fitness t-shirt that she was wearing when she was murdered. And you're going to see the holes in that shirt. And he's also going to tell you that he collected a sample of her DNA when he went to that autopsy. And then he's going to tell you that about 2 weeks after the murder, he discovers that Toby Madden went to Kroger the night before the murder on October 10th. And he went to the Kroger on Route 4 and Grand Boulevard in the city of Hamilton. And that's very, very close to 1270 Parish. And he's going to tell you that he pulls video from Kroger. And you'll see the video, and you'll see the still shots from it. And Detective Horton takes note of what Toby Madden is wearing in that video. He's got on a green vest and a gray shirt. And he purchases some candy bars and miscellaneous items. And Detective Horton is then going to tell you how because of that video and those clothes that he was wearing on October 10th, he obtains a search warrant, goes back into 1270 Parish, and then he finds that green vest and that gray shirt in the basement and finds that Kroger bag. And when he finds that green vest and gray shirt, he sees blood on it. And these are different from the clothes that Toby Madden was wearing when the police showed up on October 11th. Because you'll see in the pictures, he has on a bright yellowish neon colored shirt. And then the next thing you're going to hear is from Detective Doug Trenum. Detective Trenum went in on October 11th into 1270 Parish, and he saw blood stains in the bathroom sink. They were visible to the naked eye, and he collected those blood samples. And he's also going to tell you that there were blood stains and blood in that sink that wasn't visible to the naked eye. And he's going to explain to you how he figured that out and how he found those. And he collected those samples of that blood. He's also going to explain to you that 2 weeks later, after Detective Horton finds these clothes, Detective Trenum takes blood samples off of the green vest and the gray shirt. And he sends all of those samples up to the Bureau of Criminal Investigation in London, Ohio. Now, you'll probably hear all of us refer to that as BCI, but that is the Bureau of Criminal Investigation. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to hear from Catherine Daly from BCI. And she's going to come down here and she's going to tell you she's a forensic scientist and that she tested all of these samples that were sent to them from the Hamilton Police Department. And what she's going to tell you is that Rachelle's blood is in that sink. Rachelle's blood is on that green vest. Rachelle's blood's on that gray shirt. Ladies and gentlemen, every trial is like a puzzle. When you build a puzzle, and in that trial, every witness that you hear from, they're giving you pieces to that puzzle. Every exhibit that you're going to see is giving you pieces to that puzzle. And as you all know, when you do a puzzle as a kid or whoever does them even still now, when you're putting that puzzle together, you figure out what the picture is even before you get all the pieces. And throughout this trial, you're going to get those pieces. And you're going to see that that puzzle reveals Toby Madden. And we're going to stand back up here and we're going to ask you to find him guilty on all 4 counts. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hahn. Mr. Wilder, do you wish to make an opening statement at this time?
Judge, may we have a quick sidebar?
Sure.
I don't want to fast forward in case we miss something. Like I can zoom through here, but I don't want to in case he does something. So I'm not going to zoom. So he's looking back at the gallery. His daughter is back there. Rachelle, Rachelle and he had a daughter. So even though I have the capability of fast forwarding, I don't want to. Just in case he does something. So Rachelle was stabbed 55 times. Good grief. And the outburst that happened at the beginning of, before this even started, before opening statements, before jury instructions, that's being used against him.
Okay, Mr. Wilder.
Yes, Judge, for reasons just stated in the sidebar, which I won't go into now, the defense at this time is not making an opening statement, but we reserve the right to make that opening statement during our case in chief.
Very well.
Thank you.
All right, could the state please call its first witness?
Yes, Your Honor, the state will have call Michaela Madden, please.
Okay, you may proceed, Mr. Burris.
Where would the court like to put it?
Wherever's comfortable for you is fine.
Where do you guys typically put it? As long as it's working for you.
Are all of the jurors able to see the witness stand with the podium there? Okay, that'll be fine.
Good afternoon, young lady. Would you please state your name for the record and spell your first and last name, please?
Michaela Madden. It's MC, capital K, AYLA. last name Madden, M-A-D-D-E-N.
And I apologize, Your Honor. I forgot to ask Miss Madden. I know there's recording going on, TV recording.
Ma'am, these proceedings are being filmed. Do you have any objection to being filmed?
Thank you, Judge. I apologize. And Miss Madden, what part of town do you currently live in?
Westchester, Ohio.
And I'm going to give you a few names if you can tell me how it is that you know these individuals. Do you know a person by the name of Rachelle Brewsaugh?
Yes, she's my mother.
Okay. And do you know an individual by the name of Toby Madden?
Yes, my father.
Okay. Do you see Toby Madden in the courtroom today? If you could please point to him and describe for the ladies and gentlemen of the jury what it is he's wearing.
He's wearing a plaid shirt and khakis.
Okay, Your Honor, I'd ask the record to reflect the witness as identified the defendant, Toby Madden.
The record will so reflect.
And ma'am, how old are you right now?
I'm 26.
Okay. And are your parents married?
No,
Are they boyfriend and girlfriend?
I guess you can say.
Okay. Do you know how long they have been in a relationship?
Probably 28 years.
Okay. Probably ever since you were around the time
Yeah.
you were born and
Before
leading up
me.
to that? Okay.
2.
And you were here in the courtroom before the jury came out, weren't you?
Yes,
Okay. Where were you seated?
over in the corner right there.
Okay, were you seated in probably the
3rd row.
third row? And whereabouts were you seated?
By the window.
Okay. Did you see your father, Toby Madden, walk into the courtroom?
Yes.
Okay. At some point, did you hear Toby Madden say something to you?
Yes.
Or say something really in front of a lot of people?
Yes, in front of
Okay.
everyone.
Okay. The detective was there?
Yes.
The media was there?
Yes.
Okay. What did you hear your dad say to you?
I'm sorry. We got into an altercation, and I basically am the one that did it. Basically, found it guilty. I love you. Don't hate me.
On October 11th, 2022, the day that your mother was allegedly stabbed several times at this point, where was your mother living?
Parish Avenue.
Okay. If I told you the address was 1270 Parish Avenue, does that sound about right?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes.
Yes. Is that located in the city of Hamilton, Butler County, Ohio? Okay. And I know it's a couple years ago now, so if you don't know, it's okay. Do you know about how long your mom had been living at that address?
Not for long. She was trying to basically renovate it, get it up to date.
Do you know how it is that your mom started living there, or who helped her
My
get that house?
aunt, Sherry, she helped establish the housing to get her somewhere where she could be stable.
Do you know when Rachelle initially moved into that residence, did anybody move in with her, do you know?
No, not really. It was supposed to just be for her.
Okay. Did your mom have a dog?
Yes.
Okay. Can you describe, do you know what kind of dog that your mom had?
A big fat bulldog pit bull,
Okay.
gray and white.
When you say big, how big?
Oh, fat. Very fat. Wide too.
Like over 100 pounds big?
He's probably 80. Probably 80.
Okay. Had you ever been over to that house at 1270 Parish?
Yes.
Okay. How many times would you say that you've been there?
Quite a few times to see the progress.
Okay. What was going on inside of the residence?
The flooring was being replaced. Basically, she was working on that. New cabinets were coming in. She's getting some furniture in the house.
At some point, did you become aware that your father, Toby, sort of moved into the house?
Yes.
Do you know in relation to when it is? I'm sorry, strike that. Let me ask it this way. Do you know how long that your mother had been living at that house on 1270 Parish before your dad moved in?
Probably the end of September.
Okay. So Toby did not move in right away?
No.
Okay. And actually, if I can approach the witness.
You may.
And I apologize. If I may approach the witness. I'm showing defense counsel what's been marked as State's Exhibit 4. I may approach the witness.
You may.
Do you recognize what's in State's Exhibit number 4?
Yes.
Okay. What is in State's Exhibit number 4?
The parish house that she was living in.
Okay. Does that photograph truly, fairly, and accurately depict
Yes.
the residence?
Yes.
No, I'd ask for permission to publish to the jury.
Any objection, Mr. Wilder?
No objection.
All right, permission is granted.
I think, is it going to go on the... What do I need to do?
Using your computer or
I was going to use the computer. Sorry. Should I use Elmo?
It's on our screen.
All right, it should be on the screen in front of you as well. What are we looking at in State's Exhibit number 4?
The Parish Avenue house.
Okay. That's a house that your mom, that your aunt was renting, or kind of on a land contract for your
Land
mom?
contract.
On October 11th, 2022, you can take with that if you need to. Was your mom working somewhere?
Yeah.
Where was she working?
It was Magnolia Groves in Loveland, Ohio.
Okay. And what was her job there?
She was a nurse.
Prior to your mom moving into 1270 Parish Avenue, do you know where your mom was living?
She was staying with my cousin for a while. Ginger Halcomb.
Okay. At some point, was your mom living down in Covington?
Yes.
Okay, do you know the time frame of when your mom was living in Covington?
It would have to be, sorry, my brain. Probably around, I want to say June 2022.
Okay. Do you know how long she had lived down in Covington?
Not for long.
Okay. Who was she living down in Covington with?
Toby.
Your dad? Okay. Have you ever been down to Covington to see
Yes.
Your mom and your dad?
Yes.
Okay. Did you ever hear your dad have an argument with Rachelle regarding her not being faithful?
Yes.
Tell us about that if you would, please.
Many times he would accuse of her of cheating or being a prostitute, which she was not.
Did you and your mom live together at some point prior to Covington?
Yeah.
Where did you guys live?
Athens in Loveland, Ohio, a townhome.
Townhome? Why did you get, I'm sorry, who was the first one that got that townhome?
Me and my mom.
Okay. Was there anybody else that was living with you there?
My daughter's father.
Okay. Were your daughters living there as well? I'm sorry, your daughter?
Yeah.
At some point, did Toby move into that apartment or that townhome?
Yes.
I assume you weren't too happy about that?
No.
Safe to say your mom and dad had an on and off again relationship over the years?
Very.
I think I just have two more pictures, Your Honor.
All right.
I'm showing defense counsel what's been marked as State's Exhibit 110. I may approach you with this, Your Honor.
You may.
State's Exhibit 110, do you recognize what is depicted in State's Exhibit 110?
Yes.
How do you know what's in State's Exhibit 110?
It's a vest that he used to wear all the time.
Okay. And who is he?
Toby Madden.
Your dad?
Yes.
Okay. You've seen your dad wear that vest?
Yes.
You're not asked for permission asked for 110 to be admitted with permission.
Any objection, Mr. Wilder?
No objection.
All right. It'll be admitted and you may publish it.
Ms. Madden, we're almost done here. If you're looking at State's Exhibit 110, what is it that we're looking at here?
We're looking at his vest that he wore quite often.
Okay. Well, let's show defense counsel State's Exhibit 179. Have they approach me? Showing you what's been marked as State's Exhibit 179. Who is depicted in State's Exhibit 179?
My mother, Rachelle Brewsaugh.
Okay. That's a picture of her at the morgue.
Yes, it is.
Give me one more try. questions, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, cross-examination, Mr. Wilder.
Good afternoon, Ms. Madden. Is it okay if I call you Michaela?
Yes.
All right. I'm going to ask you a few questions here. If you don't understand them or if they're confusing, just let me know and I'll try to rephrase them for you. Is that fair?
Yes.
I want to start with, you were questioned about something that your father said to you when he entered the courtroom today. When's the last time you saw your father?
Last time I saw him, I don't know, maybe in the earliest of October of 2022.
So it's been close to 2 years.
Yes.
And fair to say that in the last 2 years you've not had the ability to see your
Yeah.
father. Is that fair?
Yes.
Were you emotional when you saw him today, like he was when he saw you?
Yeah, I would say so.
You talked about the Parish Avenue. We saw the picture. Isn't it true that you actually took your dad, Toby, to Parish?
I've never took Toby to Parish Avenue.
How many times do you think you were over at the Parish Avenue address? I think you said several times.
Yeah, several times.
And you were over there to check on the renovation?
I was there to pick up my daughter.
So you were just there to pick your daughter up? You
Quite
weren't
a
there
few
to
times,
check?
and I've seen the renovations too.
Okay. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that place on Parish was a mess when your mom first started trying to get that
I mean, it
together?
wasn't put together, but it wasn't super messy. She was an OCD lady.
Right. Did you go into Parish Avenue address every time that you went there?
Most of the time, yeah.
And you would see a lot of tools, a lot of materials trying to get that house up to shape. Is that fair?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Remodeling.
Did you speak to the neighbors around your mom at all?
No, the ones in the blue house were weird.
You said the ones in the blue house were weird.
Yeah.
Did you see any people in that area that appeared to be under the influence of drugs when you went to Parish? Did you see people out and about that appeared to be?
No, not really.
Okay. Are you aware of whether the area around Parish Avenue, which is not only 5 minutes from this courthouse, is a drug area? Are you aware of that?
Yeah.
Did you notice the broken window on the Parish Avenue house?
Yes.
Were you aware that 5 days before your mom was murdered, there was a burglary at the house? Were you aware of that?
No.
When you went in the house, isn't it true that there were boards placed up in front of windows?
No.
There wasn't?
No, there was no boards placed up on the windows.
I noticed in the exhibit you were showing a picture of the house, there was a no trespassing sign. You saw that, correct?
Yeah, it's always been there.
Any indication why that's there?
The owner of the house before had it there.
And it's something that your mom kept up, correct?
Yeah.
Were you aware if people were getting in that house trespassing?
No.
How many entrances are there to that house?
There's the back door, and then there's the front door.
Is the backyard fenced in any way?
No.
So if someone were walking down the street and saw Parish Avenue, they could walk to around the back of the house and...
On the sides there was
Back door?
fences.
I'm sorry, what?
On the sides there was fences.
Okay, so you can't, unless you live there, you couldn't get into the backyard? So you're saying it was gated off?
Well, the back part wasn't gated off, but both sides were fenced in.
Are you aware of anyone doing work to the back door in the few days before your mother was murdered?
No.
Now, you seem to insinuate or testify that Toby wasn't supposed to be at Parish. Is that what you were trying to
I
tell us?
mean, no, he really wasn't, but he always comes. He's like a stray cat.
He's like a stray cat.
Yeah, he always follows.
Were you aware that her sister Sherry had asked Toby to come and assist with some of the renovation because someone named Casey Ward was not doing his job? Is that something you're aware of?
No.
Do you know who Casey Ward is?
Yes, I know who Casey
Were you
was.
aware he was being provided money to help with that house?
Yes.
But you're not aware that Toby was being asked to do stuff to help up
No.
help? That would be news to you
Yeah.
if you found that out.
Yeah.
When you went out to Parrish these several times, you said to pick up your daughter and you saw the residence. Did you ever see Toby there?
Yeah.
And was your mom Rachelle there as well?
Yes.
Did you see anything unusual between the two of them when you were out there at the house, Parrish?
Look like they always are in an argument, that's for sure.
And they've been together 27 years, is that right?
28.
28 years. Do you believe that Toby was trying to assist with the renovation at all of that house?
No.
You don't think
Sorry.
so?
No.
But fair to say that in even a few days before your mom was murdered, that Toby is around the house and your mom is renovating that house on Parrish, correct?
Yeah.
And Toby is still in her life.
Yeah.
When's the last time you spoke to your father? I asked you when the last time you saw him. When's the last time you spoke to him?
He contacted me not too long ago.
Over the phone?
Mm-hmm. I answered.
Did you ever observe your mother hit Toby?
No.
You never saw her strike him in any way? You did mention that Toby may have been upset or said something to the effect that your mom was cheating on him or was a prostitute. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Is that something you heard with your own ears, or is that something that someone else told
No.
you?
I've heard it with my own ears.
Was your mom in the presence as well, or did he just
No.
tell you? Sorry, we kind of talked over there. When he said this to you, was it just you and him one-on-one?
Yes.
Your mom wasn't there?
Yes.
Did you ever know if your mom had ever hit your dad with a baseball bat or a bat of any kind?
No.
Have you ever taken your father to the hospital because of any injuries he may have received from your mother?
No.
Did you ever happen to see any video recording of an incident where your mother had done something to you?
No.
Judge, that's all I have. Oh, one more thing.
Okay.
This podium was not as big as what I'm used to. I got a few more here. You know Colleen Shaw?
Yeah.
How long have you known her?
Since I was, let's see, 6th grade.
6th grade.
Yeah.
You know Tim Madden?
Yeah.
How do you know Tim Madden?
My uncle.
What about Bailey Shaw?
Yeah.
How do you know Bailey?
That's Colleen's son.
When's the last time you talked to Colleen?
Not too long ago.
To your knowledge, is Colleen a friend of Toby and Rochelle's?
Was my mom's friend, yeah.
Same thing with Bailey? She's friends.
That's her son.
Would he be friends with Toby and Rochelle?
I guess you could say. Not really friends. He's a kid, you know.
Are you aware that Colleen Shaw used to hang out with your mom and dad? Is that
Yeah.
anything about? Did that happen a lot?
When we were younger, yeah. When I was younger.
To your knowledge, was Colleen Shaw hanging out with your mom and dad in the, let's say, the month before she was murdered? Is that anything you know?
No.
Judge, that's all I have. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, redirect.
I don't believe I have any questions, Your Honor. Thank you. I would like to subject Ms. Madden to recall possibly any offenses.
All right, very well. Okay, ma'am, I'm going to have you step down at this time, and as you heard Mr. Burris say, please be available in case you're needed for further testimony. Okay? Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go ahead and excuse you for the evening. I know it's been a long day, and again, I appreciate your patience with us. We will go a full day tomorrow, so I'd like you to be here promptly at 9 so we can get started. Again, I will give you a mid-morning break, mid-afternoon break, and we will have a lunch break as well. If you, again, need to let people know where you are, you're certainly welcome to do that, to give the court's phone number, but you may not talk about this case with anyone, and you may not do any kind of investigation, and you may not read anything about, watch anything about it that may be on the media or on the internet, okay? Please take those instructions very seriously, and I will see you tomorrow at 9 in the morning, okay?
All right, because that was so short, I'm going to play a little bit of day 2. We'll play a little bit of day 2. Jenny, thank you for the 5 Child TV Live gift memberships. Northwest got one. Awesome. I want to keep playing this because I don't know what he's going to do. You never know what this guy's going to do, so I'm just going to let it play out.
Yeah, you beat up.
Okay, the jurors have been excused from the courtroom. Before we recess for the evening, is there anything on behalf of the state of Ohio?
So a couple of things. I do want to apologize. It was my intention to give out exhibit list to Mr. Wilder and the court before, so I apologize. There's obviously a few things that happened. Number 2, I would assume the pathologist is not going to testify until at least Wednesday or Thursday, depending upon how witnesses are going to be slotted. I don't know if the court would like the photos we intend to use ahead of time. I'm sure if you have your computer, I can burn a PowerPoint onto a thumb drive for you so you can look at them, or if the court wants them ahead of time, or if the court just wants to deal with them at the time that the witness is called.
I think that I will need the context of testimony to make any decisions, but if there are particular photographs that you intend to use and that you have objections to those, Mr. Wilder, and it's something you want to take up prior to the testimony, we can do that, but I think I will be limited in any rulings I can make until I have the benefit of the testimony.
So if you have an external hard drive or a thumb drive, I can put the PowerPoint on it, however you like.
Typically, we go through it at the time because, like you said, Judge, it'll depend on the particular picture, and if there's one that I want to object to, we can just do it at that time. And maybe just make a general objection to where we don't. You need a sidebar, that's one thing, but if not, it may just be.
And the court doesn't let me show any photos until they're
Right. So I think we can just deal with it as it goes.
All right.
I think that's okay.
And then lastly, I didn't want the court to think I was misleading the court. I did ask for Michaela to be the victim representative. The court said, well, since she is the first witness, there's very little prejudice. However, I think some of the names that Mr. Wilder brought up in cross-examination and some of the questions may make her possibly a potential rebuttal witness in the state's case. So we can chew on that tonight and think about it tomorrow. But I know the court made its ruling thinking there's very little prejudice if she's going to be the first witness and she may not come back, and now that might change some things.
All right. And I would just note that she does have rights under Marcy's law. Those are constitutional rights, and she's essentially put on the same footing as the defendant. But if there are cases that you think that I need to be aware of, I would ask you to be prepared to argue those in the event that you wish for me to modify my ruling. Okay, anything that you'd like to put on the record before we leave for the evening?
No, Judge, I'm good at this point.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, I'll see everyone tomorrow morning. We'll get started right at 9. Thank you.
Thank you. I assume I'll hold on to the photos to vividly use them.
Yes, please. Thank you.
All right. I don't think he does anything after. I don't think he does anything after the morning theatrics. All right, I'm going to get to day 2. We'll play day 2 morning. The morning session of day 2. I just want to see him leave just in case he does something that we don't want to miss. So it seems like he's under control. Now he's under control. All right, thanks guys for watching with us. Let's make sure we all hit the like button. We have 176 likes. 390 people watching. Just take a moment and hit the like button if you don't mind. Out he goes. All right. Seems like that's it for the day. All right. Now let's get to day 2. I'll have to change my thumbnail to read part of day 2, but take a moment, hit the like button while I queue up this next segment for us to watch. If you can hear my voice and you are not in chat, just please take a moment, hit the like button. Let's see if we can get up to 200 likes while I queue this up. All right, we have day 2, morning session of day 2 coming up. 186 likes. Let's see if we can get up to 200 likes. If you have not hit the like button and you are not in chat and you're just listening in, please take a moment and hit the like button. It is much appreciated. 191 likes. All right, almost up to 200. Can we get up to 195? If you're 194, all right, we're at 194 likes. Can we get up to 195? Can we get up to 195? Hey, sweet Vampy. Pippi, yes, he was in jail. So he was in jail on a substance charge. 196. All right, we're almost at 200. He was sentenced to 11 to 16 and a half years for meth. He was dealing, right? 200, awesome. Thank you for the 200 likes. So he is in jail, or he's in prison, I should say. And then they charged him for Rachelle's deletion. So, sweet Vampy, how are you? Welcome in. 207 likes. Thank you, guys. Fantastic. Thank you so much for your support. Mal is back. Welcome back in, Mal. All right, so we're going to get to day 2. This is the morning session of day 2, and then I'll end it here, and then we'll pick up on the rest of day 2 tomorrow. Maybe we'll get into day 3. We'll see. See how far. See where we go. But this is the morning session of day 2. No audio yet, so I'll just keep talking until audio kicks in. All right, so we're gonna pick up on the morning session of day 2. This one was a full day. It says about 8 hours, but I know they had lunch, so probably plus with their breaks, probably about a 6.5, 7 hour day. So we'll watch a little bit of it today, and then we'll watch the rest of it tomorrow. And then we have day 3, day 4, and day 5. So for those that are just joining, we're in between live trials. Mario Fernandez starts next week. Actually, jury selection is going on right now. So while we wait for that, and same with Keefe D, his jury selection is going on right now as well. So once Mario kicks in next week, we know it's going to start on Monday. We will be covering that live. So that will be our next truly live trial. So we didn't want to start a new trial and then get caught and not be able to cover Mario. So that's why we're doing this. This is a 5-day trial. We're going to be able to fit it in the 4 days. And then I think Friday we'll do another kind of deep dive again on Mario, just to kind of get ourselves back in the mindset. We'll go away from Toby Madden for a couple of days, and then on Friday we'll focus back in on Mario, because his jury selection is going on right now. Same with Keefe D. That's out in Las Vegas. I think I'll do weekly recaps on Mr. Davis's trial there. But Mario Fernandez we're going to cover, and then Shanna Gardner is right after that. So Crispy Dino Nug, he has those crazy eyes. Well, he was a dealer. I don't know if he was a user or not. I know he was a dealer. We know that for sure he was dealing with meth. It was like 316 grams, was it? It was a very precise number. 316 grams of meth. So he had been caught by the Butler County Sheriff's Office. Oh, you know what I wanted to show you? Hold on a sec. Before, I want to show you this, you guys. You guys were asking where this is taking place. I want to show you this real quick. For those that are not familiar with Ohio and Hamilton and all that, let me show you real quick where this is. Let's see here. Open up in maps. Let me try this. Was that a mistake? Okay, no. All right, so here's Hamilton. This is Hamilton, Ohio, and it's just north of Cincinnati. There's Cincinnati right here. Sorry. Here's Cincinnati right here. So there's Cincinnati. Hamilton is like up here. There's Hamilton. Dayton is over here. Right. So this is pretty much southwest Ohio. So there's the border. Let me see if I can scroll. There we go. So there's the Ohio River on the south part of it. Of course, you got Kentucky across the river. And for those that do not know where Ohio is, it is located. This is the United States, East Coast. So it's a state in from the East Coast. So this is Columbus, obviously, is the capital. And then you've got Cleveland, Toledo. They're all in the northern part. So this is very close to where Pike County. This is very close to where Billy Wagner is too. I think Billy Wagner, and also Afro-Man. I think Afro-Man is to the east. I think Afro-Man was to the east. So anyway, it's all very very close to each other. So that's where this is taking place. Here's Hamilton down here. So this is Hamilton. So. All right, so let's get back to here. So I hope that helps geolocate us. So if you do hear some southern accents, wouldn't surprise me. There's a little bit of southern accents going down in southern Ohio.
Just put a time, please, for Butler County, that I'm Jim Gallagher, presiding this now session.
Good morning. Please be seated.
Good morning, Your Honor. We're going to table I versus Toby Madden, CR 2020-22-12, 1675. Defendant is present before the court along with his attorney, Mr. Lucas Wilder, Brad Burris, and Mike Cohn. On behalf of the state, we'll have Detective Robert Warren from the Hamilton Police Department. I know we're set to start back up our jury trial at 9 o'clock, but there was a motion for a mistrial that was filed late yesterday, and I believe that's on the court's docket at 8:45 this morning.
Yes, thank you. And I will note for the record that the jurors are not present at this time. The court has had the opportunity to review the motion for mistrial as well as the state's memorandum in opposition. Mr. Wilder, is there anything else that you would like to put on the record at this time?
Judge, no, I think my motion quite clearly indicates what argument I'm making here. And I just would note, I don't know, it was one of the very first things that was presented to the jury. I don't think that's in my motion, but that's all I would add at this point.
Very well.
Thank you.
And does the state have any response other than what's contained in its written memorandum?
Yes, Your Honor, we would add in, I believe that case is in the motion that we filed, but I believe the standard for a mistrial is reported out in State v., and I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing this right, Hoerig, H-O-E-R-I-G, which is a 2020 12th District case, is test for prosecutorial misconduct is whether the remarks were improper, and if so, whether they prejudicially affect the accused's substantial rights. And the prosecutor, it goes on to say that the prosecutor is not allowed to express his personal belief or opinion as to the credibility of a witness or as to the guilt of the accused, or allude to the matters which will not be supported by admissible evidence, and must avoid insinuations and assertions which are calculated to mislead the jury. First of all, I would add that there were no objections made during the opening statement by defense counsel. The motion was filed in the evening after we had concluded for the day. There's nothing, but for counsel being able to watch it on playback because TV was here, it wouldn't have been filed because he didn't make the motion at the time. And what I said was an interpretation of the evidence as it will be presented in court. There was nothing that was said that won't be admitted into evidence, and also that counsel. It's our assertion that defense counsel is interpreting what happened yesterday in a different light than the state is, and it's for the jury to decide. Thank you.
Thank you.
Judge, if I may.
Sure.
Yesterday, what happened in court was Mr. Madden, while it was on TV and when he directed towards his family at that moment, that was an unusual circumstance. Suffice to say, an objection wasn't made at that point because I wasn't for sure exactly what he was doing over here. But the reality is we do have video of it once I did review it. We're not going by what was said, what was repeated by what Mr. Madden said. The problem was the motions that were made, the straightforward motions, 3 in a row, slowly, deliberately, with pinpointed out, because that is not even close to what Mr. Madden did. And the prosecutor even alluded to that all these witnesses who are here are going to testify to that. Michaela was the first witness, and all she testified to was what he actually said, not what he did. And the problem with what was said in the opening is that's the first thing the jury hears, and the jury is being told that these witnesses are going to come in and tell you about this forward stabbing motion of 3 times, and she didn't even do that, the very first witness. So there wasn't an objection at the time, but we heard from Michaela, and all she talked about was the statement. She did not mention anything at all about the referencing of the motion that was made by the prosecutor. That is our basis of our motions, not what he said. It's what the action was, because this case falls onto one of his counts as felony murder in the A section, which is purposeful. There's also a chance maybe at this trial that there's evidence or testimony that may end up having to fit into potentially a manslaughter charge. But the actions that the prosecutor indicated there is not what was done in court. It is an opening statement, but that's the first thing that the jury heard. We think that's prejudicial. We think it's affected his right to a fair trial right off the bat, because we've even heard from one witness who did not testify, and the same thing that the prosecutor indicated was going to occur.
Thank you. All right. Well, the court will note that opening statements are not evidence, and I did, in fact, instruct the jury to that very thing. The jurors are the judges of the facts in this case, as I've already indicated to the jurors, and they ultimately determine what the evidence shows or what it doesn't show. I'm not going to find that there was any misconduct on behalf of the state of Ohio. I think the jurors need to interpret the evidence that's put in front of them to the best of their ability, and they will determine what is credible and not credible. And fortunately, in this case, there is a video of what was said in the courtroom, what actions may or may not have been made in the courtroom, and if either side chooses to introduce that video evidence, then those jurors will have firsthand the ability to determine what the evidence actually showed. With the argument that it is potentially prejudicial to the defendant, the court will just note for the record that the defendant was the one that created the actions and or statements in the courtroom of his own volition, and that's just something that's going to have to be dealt with. But again, the court did advise the jurors that opening statements are not evidence. They will be the jurors of the facts to determine what actually occurred based on what's put in front of them. And I just also wanted to note that there was something in the motion for mistrial about the media coverage, and I did also order the jurors not to watch any media coverage of this trial, and will continue to order that. So I don't think that the fact that it was covered by the media is in any way prejudicial to the defendant, since I'm going to presume that the jurors have followed my orders. So I'm going to respectfully deny the motion for a mistrial. I did want to explain a little bit better one of the rulings that I made yesterday. We had talked about the defendant's potential removal from the courtroom on several occasions, and we have talked about the cases that apply when a defendant is disruptive in the courtroom. And after this incident occurred, there was a request. The court was advised that the defendant would waive his right to be inside of the courtroom. This was a highly emotional situation, and the court did not find that it could properly find that the defendant was knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently waiving his right to be present in the courtroom. And that is based upon the history of this case, where at pretty much every juncture this defendant has been adamant that he wanted to appear in the courtroom, and we've gone back and forth about what would cause the court to remove him from the courtroom. So I think things went pretty well after things settled down, and I hope that'll continue to be the case, so that this defendant can meaningfully participate in his defense and exercise his constitutional right to be present in the courtroom. Okay, before we take a brief recess so we can get the jurors gathered, is there anything else on behalf of the state of Ohio?
No, I think one of the witnesses we intend to call, Ann Mayers, is in the Butler County Jail, so we might need her transported, but she might not be called until after the first recess that we take.
Okay. All right. Would you be able to make arrangements for that, Sergeant? Okay, thank you. Okay, is there anything else that you wanted to put on the record, Mr. Wilder?
Nothing else, Judge. Thank you.
Okay. All right, so we'll take just a few minutes so that the jurors can gather themselves, and then we'll come back in and we'll begin with the state's next witness.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you.
All right, so now I will fast forward. Now I can fast forward a little bit. All right, so we're going to get to... not much of a break. Here we go.
Okay, we're back on the record in State v. Madden. The jurors are not present. Mr. Burris, Mr. Hahn, and Detective Horton are present on behalf of the state, and Mr. Madden is present with his counsel, Mr. Wilder. Before the jurors come in, is there anything for the record on behalf of the state?
Yes, Your Honor. I believe that the court inquired of the parties to ask our witnesses whether they wish to be filmed or could be filmed or not. Our next witness, Detective Catherine Johnson, is okay with being filmed. However, there are 4 utility workers, Brian Short, Tyler Nath, Stanley Brock, and Rick Riestenberg, that do not wish to be on camera.
Okay, so I would ask that the camera operator comply with those requests. We will allow the sound to be recorded, but not their video images to be displayed. Okay, anything else before we bring the jurors in, Mr. Wilder?
Just to reiterate the separation of witness order.
That continues to be in effect, so other than the victim's representative or Detective Horton that intends to testify must not be in the courtroom during these proceedings.
Thank you, Judge. That's all.
Please be seated. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Does anyone have any violations of the court's recess instructions that they need to report? Okay. All right, then we'll continue with our case. The state may call its next witness.
Yes, Your Honor, the state line would call Detective Catherine Johnson.
You may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning, Detective. Please state your name for the record and spell your first and last name.
Yes, Catherine Johnson, Katherini, Johnsson,
And where are you currently employed?
City of Hamilton.
Okay. And what is your current job assignment or current job duties with the City of Hamilton?
I'm a detective.
What does it mean to be a detective with the City of Hamilton Police Department?
We receive reports and solve crimes in the city that residents would have complained about.
Can she speak up a little bit?
Thank you for bringing that to our attention. Detective, if you would speak into that microphone, I think that'll help.
Yes.
And if that doesn't help, let me know.
Okay.
Thank you.
I apologize. Once you're
Sorry about that. Is that better? Okay.
all right, tell us what your job duties are being a detective with the City of Hamilton Police Department.
Okay, I'm a detective, as I said, and I speak to residents every single day trying to solve crimes that they have reported has happened to them.
And what sort of crimes are you currently investigating or do you currently investigate?
Currently, I work on really everything, but mostly child crimes. So, sex abuse, any kind of child abuse.
Okay. And then I want to direct your attention back to October 11th of 2022. Were you working for the City of Hamilton Police Department then?
Yes,
And what was your job assignment at that point with the City of Hamilton Police Department?
I was a patrol officer.
And what does it mean to be a patrol officer?
I respond to calls that come in through 911 dispatch.
And how long have you been a police officer with the City of Hamilton Police Department?
9 years.
Now, I want to directing your attention back to October 11th of 2022. Did you have an opportunity to respond to 1270 Parish Avenue?
Yes,
Is that located in the City of Hamilton, Butler County, Ohio?
yes.
And who was the first one to arrive at the scene that particular day?
I was.
Okay. And do you recall about what time that you arrived at 1270 Parish?
It was in the afternoon. It would have been before 2 p.m. because shift hasn't changed yet.
Okay. I said it was a little after 12 o'clock, but that's not about right.
Yes.
If I may approach the witness, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Mr. Rod, I'm going to share the user. I think it's like a fair approach.
You may.
All right, Detective, I'm going to ask you to look at State's Exhibits 4 and 6 when you have an opportunity. And just generally speaking, what are we looking at in State's Exhibits 4 and 6?
The entrance to the address.
Okay, the 1270 Parish Avenue?
Yes.
Those photos truly, fairly, and accurately depict what that residence looked like on October 11th, 2022, when you first responded?
Yes.
Your Honor, I would ask that 4 and 6 be admitted and permission to publish.
Any objection, Mr. Wilder?
No objection.
All right, they'll be admitted and they may be published.
4 should be up on the screen right now. Or I put it on here anyway. I don't know, is the power on? Because it's not on. Oh, sorry.
Looks like we're having a bit of a technical difficulty, so I apologize for the delay.
The Elmo light just came on and off. Right. And Detective, what are we looking at here in State's Exhibit 4?
This is the front entrance of the house. The stairs come all the way down to the sidewalk. It's kind of steep.
Okay. And then State's Exhibit 6. What are we looking at here, Detective?
That's the front entrance, the front door as you get to the top step.
Okay. And are these the steps that you would have gone up when you arrived on the scene and entered the house?
Yes.
Right. So when you get to the scene, if you would tell us what happens when you arrive at the residence. Kind of take us through step by step what it is you do.
Okay. I go up the stairs. The neighbor was waving me to the house. When I get to the top of the stairs, I see, and to the front entrance rather, I see the defendant on top of the victim doing chest compressions.
Was the EMS arriving around this time?
I'm sorry, repeat?
Was the EMS arriving around this time?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so you see the individual that you see giving chest compressions, you see that individual in court today?
Yes.
Would please point to him and explain to ladies and gentlemen of the jury what it is he's wearing?
It would be the defendant in the blue collared shirt.
Your Honor, that's the record to reflect when this says identify the defendant, Toby Madden.
The record will so reflect.
What happens when you get to the top of the steps and see the defendant giving the deceased chest compressions?
I could visually see that she was far gone, and there was no reason to do chest compressions at this time, so I grabbed him by his shirt and pulled him off of her.
What were you seeing that made you believe that she was obviously dead?
Multiple stab.
Foundation.
Okay, let's approach, please.
All right, so this is Detective Catherine Johnson. So she arrived on scene, saw Toby doing chest compressions, pulled him off.
I'll rephrase the question. What injuries do you see on the individual that you believe to be deceased?
Okay, I saw multiple stab wounds across her entire stomach and arms. There was a lot of blood. Her skin was very pale.
At this time, you said that you had to pull the individual that you identified as Toby Madden. You had to kind of pull him off by his shirt. How was the defendant acting at this time?
He was crying, yelling. I pulled him down the stairs to the bottom of the stairs to try to figure out his name and her name. He was pretty hysterical and cooperative, I would say.
Okay. And
You may.
I'm going to show defense counsel what is marked as State's Exhibit 33. Detective, can I have you identify what is contained in State's Exhibit 33?
This is the victim as she laid when I came up the stairs.
Does that photograph truly, fairly, and accurately depict how the victim looked at the time that she arrived at the scene?
Yes.
All right, ask 33 be admitted and permission to publish.
Any objection?
No objection.
All right, it'll be admitted and it may be published.
And what are we looking at here, Detective, if you would, please?
This is the victim, and you can see on her stomach she has stab wounds. Her shirt is cut up multiple times where she had been stabbed. She has stab wounds on her hands and arms, both arms, and there's blood surrounding her body.
Thank you, Mr. Hall.
What do I get?
250.
250, thank you.
All right. At some point, do other officers arrive at the scene?
Yes.
Who else arrives at the scene?
Officer Taras Volkachev arrives next.
What do you request of Officer Taras?
Volkachev.
Say his name right.
Volkachev.
Okay, yes.
I asked him to stay with the defendant and keep him where he was at while I cleared the house so that EMS was safe.
Okay. And what were you concerned? Why did you want to clear the house to make sure that EMS was safe?
Well, at this time, I did not know if there was anyone else left in the house that possibly could have done this to her.
Okay. But your way of making sure that EMS is safe?
Yes.
Okay. Tell us what it is as you're going through the house and some of the observations you're making.
When I entered first, the paramedics and firefighters had asked me to unplug a heater that was in the living room there. So I unplugged that with gloves on, and then I started making announcements. Hamilton Police, if you're here, announce yourself repeatedly, and then I started clearing room by room to make sure that there was no one else in the house.
And I assume as you're yelling Hamilton, I'm sorry, I assume as you're saying Hamilton Police, you're yelling it quite loudly?
Yes.
And why are you doing that?
To give, if there was anyone in the house, to give them the opportunity to come out and not surprise me and possibly have anything else happen.
Did you find anybody else in the house as you went through?
No.
And if you would, can you generally describe kind of the layout of the house, the different rooms that you looked into?
Sure. So it was kind of in disarray. I believe they had just moved in. There was belongings everywhere. The first room you enter is the living room. That's where she was. And to the left was like a dining room and kitchen area. There's a small hallway with bedrooms off to the side and a bathroom off to the side. Then as you go straight down the hallway, it takes you to the back door, which was locked, and then there's stairs that go down into the basement, and I searched down there as well.
Okay, Detective, if you would, if I can ask you to thumb through and go to State's Exhibits 45, 46, and 47.
Okay.
Have you had a chance to look at State's Exhibits 45, 46, and 47?
Yes.
Generally speaking, what are those photographs of?
That's the hallway kitchen area I said when you're going towards the back door. The living room is from, I don't know if you're looking at picture 45. The living room is behind me to the right.
Okay. 45, 46, and 47, are those all true, fair, and accurate depictions of what you observed at the residence on October 11, 2022, being the first responding officer to go through the house?
Yes.
Your Honor, I would ask that 45, 46, and 47 be admitted and permission to publish.
Any objection?
No objection.
All right, those will be admitted and they may be published.
And if you would there, Detective, what are we looking at here in State's Exhibit 45? Is the detective able to draw on the screen anything
She should be able to.
Just with my finger?
Yeah, hold on one second. If you can sit up. Okay. All right.
Do we have a pointer or a laser that she can use? Thank you.
Yeah, this is something that at some point during your testimony.
Okay.
All right, Detective, what are we looking at here in State's Exhibit 45? And I believe with the court's permission, if there's anything you wish to point out, I would ask the court to allow the witness to step down and use the pointer to point on the picture.
She'll be permitted to do so.
If you feel like you need to. So what are we looking at here in State's Exhibit 45, Detective?
This is kind of that hallway that takes you to the back door that I was describing, and then the rooms are off to the right.
If you would, go ahead, if you want to step down and point to where the rooms are off to the right.
So there's rooms over here, there's bathroom back there, and then there's, I believe, a bedroom right here.
Okay. Thank you, Detective. And then State's Exhibit 46. What observations are you making in this picture of State's Exhibit 46?
This is the back door, and you can see that it's locked by the deadbolt.
And is there an item that's pushed up against the door?
Yes.
And if you can point to the item that you saw pushed up against the door. Okay. And then State's Exhibit 47. Is that kind of a close-up of what it is that you saw?
Yes, it's the deadbolt here, and then it's locked.
Okay. And then there's a second one as well, isn't there?
Here, yes.
Okay. Thank you, Detective. Obviously, during this sweep of the house, did you notice, was there downstairs to this residence?
Yes, there was a basement.
Okay. Can you describe the conditions of the basement or what it is that you observed when you went down into the basement?
Yes. When I initially got down into the basement, there was some water on the floor, which I avoided stepping in. And then there was another room off of that room where there was clothes on the floor and other things.
Okay. Did you notice anything on the floor other than clothes?
Footprints from the water.
Okay. Did you notice some footprints? Mm-hmm. Okay. If I can have you look at State's Exhibit 55. Actually, I'll go ahead and ask you to go ahead and look at 55 and 57. And generally speaking, what are we looking at in State's Exhibits 55 and 57?
In 55, this is the room directly down the stairs, and there's water, and then you can kind of see, I don't know exactly what is all over the floor, maybe some clothing or rags, some pencils, looks like, and there's footprints.
Okay. Does that photo truly fairly and accurately depict the basement as you saw it on October 11, 2022?
Yes.
I would ask for 55 to be admitted and permission to publish.
Any objections to the admission of 55?
No objection.
Okay, it'll be admitted and you may publish it.
All right, what are we looking at here in State's Exhibit 55?
This is the water spot that I was describing, and then the footprints are off to the right there, and then towards that door there's another footprint, and then I don't know exactly what all this stuff is on the floor, but maybe like some rags and a pencil.
And if you remember, when you went down to the basement, was the basement light or dark when you went down there? And if you don't remember, that's fine.
I don't recall.
Okay. And then I have you look at State's Exhibit 57.
This is the room off of this room, the next picture. I guess where the furnace and paint and other footprints are on the dry concrete.
And the footprints that you saw that are in 55, are those what footprints you saw?
Yes.
Okay. And then I asked for, does 57 truly, fairly, and accurately depict the basement as you saw it on October 11, 2022?
Yes.
All right, I asked that 57 be admitted and permission, 57 be admitted and permission to publish.
Any objection?
No objection.
Okay, it'll be admitted and you may publish it.
And what we're looking at here in State's Exhibit 57, Detective.
This is that other room. It's dry concrete, and you can see some wet footprints in there.
If you give me one moment, John.
Sure.
No other questions, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay, cross-examination?
Good morning, Detective Johnson.
Good morning.
I have a few questions for you. If you get confused or don't understand my question, just let me know and I'll try to rephrase for you, okay?
Okay.
When you responded to the scene that day, did you have any body-worn camera on you?
No.
Were body-worn cameras in use by Hamilton Police Department back on the day that you responded to this scene?
No.
How did you gain entry into the house?
The front door was open.
So when you arrived, the front door was open, you just walked in, nobody let you in the house?
Correct.
Okay. So when you walked up the steps, doors open, and then you saw Mr. Madden attending to the woman on the ground,
Yes.
and you said he was doing chest compression?
Yes.
I think you described him as hysterical.
Yes.
Was he crying?
Yes.
Appeared very emotional.
Yes.
Are you trained in CPR or chest compressions?
Yes.
Did it appear that he was doing what you would expect someone who may be trying to get a CPR would do?
Yes.
He wasn't just pushing on the body. It looked like he was actually trying to do a manner or technique consistent with CPR.
Yes.
You said you were the first to arrive on the scene, correct?
Yes.
You were shown some pictures of the back door that appeared to be locked. Do you have any idea exactly when that door was locked?
When I first searched it, it was locked.
So when you arrived, it was locked, but you don't know if that door had just been locked or maybe 2 hours before it had been locked or even a day before it had been locked. You don't know exactly when it was locked.
Correct.
So it's possible that that door could have been locked after Rachelle had been stabbed. Is that fair?
Sure.
Did you inspect that door at all, or was it just something that you looked at?
I just looked at it.
Could you determine upon sight of the door whether it's one of those where you could lock it from inside or outside?
I did not go in the back, so I don't know.
I know at the time you were a patrol officer, correct?
Yes.
And now you're a detective.
Yes.
At the time that you responded to the scene this day, when Mr. Madden was given those compressions, had you ever responded to a scene with a dead body?
Yes.
How many times do you think that's unfortunately happened up until that point for you?
I don't 20 or more, maybe.
And you touched on this a little bit, but was there any? You talked about the emotion that Mr. Madden was displaying. Did there appear to be any calmness at any point with him about what had just occurred in that house?
No.
We saw a few pictures from inside the house, but did it appear to you that there were a lot of tools and materials in the house, and they were sort of renovating this house? Is that what it appeared?
Yes.
And were there tools and materials in almost all parts of that first floor?
It appeared that way, yes.
You indicated that you went down to the basement and you saw some footprints. Are you aware that there were some gas workers that had been at the property earlier that day?
I am now, but I was not aware at that time.
And when you were down in the basement, was the furnace or any kind of unit down there, any heating unit down in the basement?
There's a furnace down there. I don't know if there's an air conditioner.
What about as far as like a water tank, water heater? Did you see that down in the basement as well?
I don't recall.
Okay. In the basement, did you notice that there were a lot of clothes laying on the floor?
There were clothes, yes.
And not, and in a manner not trying to, and not folded. Is that fair?
Correct, yes, a pile, yes.
And when we're saying piles, there were several shirts, several just pieces of clothing. Correct?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
It wasn't just one piece of clothing, it was a bunch.
Correct.
Sloppy, is that how you would describe it?
I mean, they just moved in.
Right.
And
But
yes.
it's almost the appearance where someone had a whole handful of clothes and just basically threw it onto the floor into a pile. Is that,
Sure.
would you describe that, your observation?
Yes.
Judge, that's all I have.
All right, thank you. Any redirect?
That redirect, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, detectives. You may step down.
Thank you.
Okay, if you could call your next witness, please.
State will call Rick Riestenberg.
Mr. Waters, the detective subject to recall. The detective is just on the stand.
No, sorry.
I would release Detective Johnson.
Very well.
Your Honor, this is one of the ones that does not want to be
Okay.
on camera. So.
Thank you.
Morning. Can you state your name, please, for the jury? Spell your last name.
Spell the last name?
Yes.
It's Richard Riestenberg, Riestenberg.
How are you employed, sir?
I'm employed by the City of Hamilton in the Gas and Water Department.
Okay. And what do you do for the City of Hamilton in that department?
I'm a service rep.
And what does that mean? What are your duties or responsibilities?
On any given day, I could be doing anything from changing water meters and gas meters to turning people's gas on to checking for gas odors or
Okay.
anything along those
Anything
lines.
involving gas, I guess, right?
Gas or your residential water.
Okay. All right. And how long have you been in that position?
In this position, probably 8 or 9 years,
Okay. How long have you been with the city overall?
14 and a half.
All right. Excuse me. I'm going to draw your attention back to October 11th of 2022.
Okay.
Did you take part in a service appointment at 1270 Parish Avenue?
I did.
And when you go out to a residence to provide a service or perform service, is there any type of documentation that you have for an appointment?
We generally will get a work order to go out and perform XYZ service. At that time, we do whatever is requested or along those lines, and then we fill out our work order.
Okay. If I may approach
You may.
This is 208. 208? Yes. Thank you. I'm going to show you. Get that out of the way so you don't split it everywhere. If you look at State's Exhibit 208, and that is double-sided. Can you take a look at that, please, and explain what that is?
This is just a printout of our standard work order.
Okay. And is that the work order for October 11th of 2022 at 1270 Parish?
That is what it says.
Okay. That is not the original, but is that a true and accurate copy of the original as you remember it?
Yes, this is exactly what it would look like.
Okay. And I believe your name's on it, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Okay. I would ask that State's Exhibit 208 be admitted and allowed to publish.
Any objection?
What's on my screen is just the front part of that. You said there's a back side.
I can show it to you.
I'm pretty sure I got it. I just want to make sure. I just have a blank screen here. Thank you.
Okay, with that, any objection?
No objection.
Okay,
Thank you,
very
Judge.
well. Okay, it'll be admitted and you may publish it.
That's probably going to have to go on.
Oh, that's true, because it's double-sided. I'm sorry. I don't break this, though. I make it. Mr. Riesenberg, can you see that from where you're sitting?
I can. It's right here as well.
Oh, you have. Okay. This is the front page, correct? Or the front of the document?
Yes.
Okay. Can you just please explain to the jury what this is?
This would come to me, and it was sent to me that said it needed to have a gas leak survey, which would be where the gas had been turned off for more than a year, so everything inside has to be checked to make sure of the integrity of the system, and that it required an air test, which my coworkers would have performed from the meter itself out to the curb.
Okay.
Where they just pressurized the line and wait, I believe, 10 minutes at that time. And
okay. And then, so there were, how many of you went there that day from the city of Hamilton, the utilities?
4 total.
Okay. And did you all ride in one car?
No.
Okay.
I believe they came in one vehicle and I came in separately.
Okay. And why is that you go separately?
Because I was doing other things. Those 3 were on a specific crew themselves, and I generally work by myself.
Okay. And on the document there in the comments section, or on this document, what time was the appointment?
The appointment was at 8 o'clock in the morning.
On October 11th?
Yes.
Okay, and who does it say in the comments section that your contact is?
The contact is Rachelle, I believe.
Okay.
That's how that name's pronounced.
All right. And then did you ever see Rachelle that day, or did you go into the house?
I personally did not go in the house because at that present moment, the other three guys needed to do their portion of the job before my portion of the job would have even been necessary. So generally speaking, I try to limit the amount of people that go in. I mean, it's 8 o'clock in the morning. You don't need a whole bunch of people traipsing through a house on a general circumstance. So I waited outside to make sure if they had any questions about anything or if I was needed for anything. Otherwise, I didn't go in.
Okay. So when they perform, it's just explain it a little bit, where they perform the test.
Correct.
And then if they had passed, what would you have done?
If it would have passed, I would have gone in and turned on the gas, relit a water heater or a furnace, or sometimes some of the old stoves need relit, make sure everything was running and functioning properly, and then I would have left.
Okay. And did you ever see Rachelle at all when they went into the house from where you were out of the street?
I believe I saw a woman and a dog that answered the door when the other guys went up there.
Okay. Do you remember what kind of dog it was, or what?
I don't remember what kind of dog exactly. It was a large dog. But
Okay.
from the sidewalk, all I recall seeing was a woman and a dog.
Okay. And so you said you never went inside. So in the comments section at the bottom of the State's Exhibit 208, what is the reason that you didn't go inside?
The reason we didn't go inside was because the furnace needed replaced. I didn't go inside was because the other gentleman said the gas line from the curb to the inside of the house, it passed its test. But inside the house, the furnace wasn't safe to turn on. Therefore, the gas couldn't be turned on because the integrity of the inside system was not established.
Okay. And is that what it indicates there on the front side there in the comments section?
Yes. That the water heater's missing the knob, so that wouldn't be turned on, and the furnace is going to be replaced. So we left the gas off at the meter until those repairs were made.
Okay. And what time is that where you entered that by your name there?
That is at 8:19 in the morning.
Okay. And flip this over here on that. Can you please just describe the backside of the State's Exhibit 208?
This would be the order that the other gentleman used to basically do their air test. This is what would have been sent to them, stating that somebody has requested that the air test be performed on their gas service.
Okay. And is it fair to say that this is basically saying the same thing, that they couldn't perform the service?
This one states that they did renew, or they did perform their gas test from the curb to the house, and that it passed, but that it was still left off at the meter because repairs need to be made inside.
Okay. All right. Very good. Did you see all three of your co-workers come out of the house?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And did they inform you what had happened inside?
Yes.
And did you leave at that time, or?
They got in their vehicle to go off to do another job of some sort. I filled out my portion, the work order that the Exhibit 208, the other side of the sheet, and then I proceeded to drive off.
Give me 1 second. I think that's all the questions.
All right, thank you. Okay, cross-examination.
Good morning, sir. I got a few questions for you.
Sure. Good morning.
You mentioned, good morning to you. You mentioned something about the integrity of the inside system. Was that the water heater and furnace, one or both?
Both.
To your knowledge, do you know where those two systems were located inside the house? I know you didn't go in, but did you know where those were located?
The basement is where most water heaters and furnaces are. I can only assume that that's,
Okay.
given the house and all the rest of the houses in the neighborhood pretty much are the same.
Probably better to ask the workers if they would
Correct.
testify who, because they actually went into the house.
Yes, sir.
Did you have, you said you saw a woman and a large dog. Did you ever see the gentleman sitting over here at this table with blue shirt on, Mr. Madden? Did you ever see him at any point during
I did
your
not.
time out there?
I did not.
Did you hear anything? Did you hear anybody shouting or arguing at all from where you were?
I did not.
Did the workers report anything unusual about arguments between Mr. Madden and the woman inside?
Nothing was conveyed to me.
All right. That's all I have.
Okay, thank you. Any redirect?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, thank you, sir. You may step down. Okay, your next witness, please.
Statement called Tyler Nafe. Again, this is another request.
Okay, so this witness is also requested not to be filmed. You may proceed whenever you're ready, Mr. Hahn.
Good morning.
How you doing?
All right. Can you tell the jury your name and spell your last name, please?
My first name is Tyler. My last name is Nafe, N-A-F-E.
How are you employed?
The City of Hamilton Gas and Water.
And how long have you been with the city of Hamilton?
About 2.5 years.
I'm sorry.
2.5 years.
2.5 years? Okay. And what do you do for them?
I'm a maintenance worker.
And what are your responsibilities or your duties as a maintenance worker?
Water main breaks, gas line breaks, gas line air tests. Pretty much go into houses and make sure everything's good for us to hook the gas up or the water up for them to get it to the house. And we pretty much make sure everything's safe.
Okay. And I'm going to draw your attention back to October 11th of 2022. Did you go out to a service appointment at 1270 Parish Avenue?
Yes.
Okay. And do you remember what time that appointment was?
The appointment's for 8 o'clock.
Okay. Did you arrive on time?
Yes.
Did you go in a vehicle or a City of Hamilton vehicle with other coworkers?
Yes, I rode with crew leader.
I'm sorry?
Yeah, I rode with the crew leader in the crew leader truck, Shorty.
Okay. You
Yeah.
say the crew here, you mean people outside?
Yeah.
Right now? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And did you all three go up to the house together?
Yes.
And do you remember who answered the door?
A woman.
The woman answered the door?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you notice any animals with her?
Yes, she had a dog.
Okay. Do you remember, I'm not saying the breed exactly, but do you remember, can you describe the dog you
It's
saw?
a big dog.
Big dog.
Like big,
Okay.
like she had hold of it for good reason.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a big dog.
All right. And did you go in the house?
Yes.
All right. Did you see anyone else in the house besides the woman that answered the door?
Yes.
Who did you see in the house?
I'm not sure who it was.
Okay. Where was that person?
So we walked in the door and then took a left and started walking kind of through maybe like a doorway area, and someone was sitting in a recliner on the left-hand side,
Okay.
kind of laying down.
Were they asleep, awake? Did they interact with you?
Kind of in and out. One of the guys said what's up to him.
Objection.
Okay. Approach, please.
we're listening to some utility workers. Richard Reistenberg. He went to the house, but he did not go in. And then now Tyler Naif. He went in. A woman answered the door. There was a big dog. He said she had a hold of him for good reason. So when they went inside, they saw a man sitting in a recliner. I'm assuming that man is going to be Toby. So, Tyler Naif. And I don't want to fast forward through these breaks because you never know what he's going to do.
Judge, based on sidebar, I'll withdraw that objection.
Very well, thank you.
Understanding what's said. Did you see the person? I think I asked you if they were asleep or awake, and you said they were kind of in and out.
Kind of in and out, yeah. It looked like maybe they were just waking up.
Okay. Did
Yeah.
they interact with you at all?
Not me personally, no.
Okay. And did the female that answered the door, did she show you guys the way to where the, I assume you needed to see the furnace or the water heater?
We actually needed to see the gas meter because we had to pressure test that to make sure there was no leaks, make sure it was safe inside the house and going outside of the house so we could pressurize the line to get them gas.
Okay.
Yeah, the gas wasn't on at the
And
moment.
did she show you the way to get downstairs to where that was, or?
If I remember right, I think she kind of pointed, because she had the dog. She was not letting go of that dog. So she kind of pointed like, hey, it's right around that corner there,
Okay.
as far as I remember.
All right. And did you go into the basement then?
Yes.
To perform the service?
Yes.
Okay. And were you then, did it pass the test that you performed?
No, it failed.
And why is that?
If I'm not mistaken, there was a leak on the inside lines. So their inside lines failed. I think our lines failed also. I can't remember exactly. But there was also an issue with the furnace. Like it wasn't vented properly. I think there was some stuff missing, maybe some tape and stuff like that. So we couldn't turn it on safely.
Okay. And then you came back upstairs, correct?
Yep.
All right. Was that male person that you saw, was he still in the same spot?
Yes.
Still in the chair?
Yes.
Okay. And so you went through the front door and then to the left and then downstairs, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Through the kitchen.
I'm sorry.
Through the kitchen.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
There's a door.
It seemed like the house is being renovated.
Yeah. Everything was kind of being remodeled, it looked like, sort of.
Okay. And was there any furniture that was like overturned or any signs of a struggle to you?
No.
Was it you or one of your coworkers that informed her, the female, that you couldn't hook up the gas, I guess, for lack of a better term?
That was Brian Short, crew leader.
Okay, all right. Did you then, I guess you guys went back out to your car and left?
Yes.
Okay. And when you left there, was that the female that you saw holding the dog, she was alive?
Yeah, she was fine.
Okay. 1 second. That's all the questions I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Cross-examination.
Good morning, sir.
Hello.
You said that you, at some point when you were out of this residence, you yourself went to the basement.
Yes.
Were you the only one, or did the other two go down there as well?
The other two went with me.
Okay. So there was a grand total of 3 service workers, so to speak, that went down to the basement to check on these systems. And
2 maintenance workers and a crew leader.
what were the systems you were checking in the basement? What were they?
So pretty much you have gas pipe that comes in the house, that meets up to a meter, and then after the meter, it runs to the rest of the house to feed the rest of the house appliances, gas, whether that be a stove, furnace, water heater, stuff like that.
Okay.
And we were pretty much checking to make sure that those lines didn't have any leaks in them, because once the gas is turned off, you have to do a pressure test, and that's since a couple things have changed, but you do like 10 pounds for 10 minutes, and that ended up actually failing the test.
When you were down in the basement, did it appear messy?
Not that I can remember.
Do you remember there being like clothes just thrown on the floor down there? Is that something you recall?
No,
I know it's been 2 years.
It's been a long time. Not that I can remember, so I can't recall if there's.
Fair. You said you saw, when you went in, you saw this guy laying in a recliner. Did you speak to him at all?
I did not.
Did the person in the chair appear angry or upset in any way?
No, they seemed sleepy. They kind of in and out.
Or would you describe it as calm and docile, just not doing much?
Kind of just in and out, not very awake, just kind of waking up, sort of like they were just waking up from.
Did you observe any interaction between the woman who had the dog, who called for the service, and the gentleman in the recliner? Did you observe any kind of interaction between the two of them?
No.
Did they have any kind of interaction with her? I know you didn't observe any. I don't want to assume that means you didn't see anything. But
Personally, I did not see any.
okay. How long were you at the residence that morning?
Grand total, I was probably there for about 20 minutes, inside the house for 15.
All right, so you were from the time
Ish.
of arrival. Oh, I'm sorry.
Ish. That's
Ish.
rough. Yeah.
So from your time of arrival, pulling up, parking the vehicle, and then getting in the vehicle to leave, approximately, 35, 45 minutes-ish kind of thing?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, 25 minutes, or somewhere around there. Yeah.
Not very long. You weren't there for more than that.
No.
Okay. All right. Thank you. That's all I have.
All right, thank you. Any redirect?
No, Your Honor. I'm sorry.
All right, thank you, sir. You may step down.
I don't have any need to make him subject to recall with Mr. Wilder.
No,
All right, you're released from your subpoena. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, you may call your next witness.
I will call Stanley Brock. This gentleman would not like to be on camera
Very
here,
well.
so.
Okay, you may proceed.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Can you tell everybody your name, please, and then spell your last name?
Stanley Brock, B-R-O-C-K.
How are you employed?
I work for the Gas and Water Department in the city of Hamilton.
How long have you been with the city?
About 5 years.
And what are your duties and responsibilities?
Gas and water maintenance. So, low man, dig ditches, do stuff like that.
Okay. And were you were working on October 11th of 2022?
Yep.
All right. Do you remember going out to a scheduled service appointment at 1270 Parish Avenue?
I do.
And what time was that appointment?
Approximately 8 in the morning.
Okay. And you went with a coworker that just
Tyler.
out of here?
Yep.
Yes. And who else?
Our crew leader called him Shorty. His name's Brian.
Okay.
And then Rick was on the job as well.
All right. Do you remember if you arrived there on time?
Yeah, we were right on time, I would assume. We normally are, so we was running around 8 o'clock, yeah.
Okay. I believe the three of you rode together, correctly?
Yes.
Rick was the one that did not ride. He
Correct.
drove separately?
Yeah, he does different job duties than we do.
Okay. And do you remember going up to the door with your coworkers?
I do, yeah.
Okay. Do you remember who answered the door?
A female answered the door, and I do recall she had a dog with her.
Okay. Do you remember what, can you describe the dog? Not I'm not asking you for the breed. Or
There was a larger dog, a bulky dog. I remember saying, I hope she can hold on to that dog, because it was kind of barking a little bit. So.
Okay, all right. And did you go inside?
I did, yeah.
Okay. Did you see anyone else inside besides the female and the dog?
When I turned left to go to the basement, it was kind of just one track. I saw someone sitting in a chair, but I didn't see anything.
Male or female?
I couldn't tell you. I covered up. I just saw feet while I was walking by. I try to not look around too much and be nosy at people's places, so I just get to the point and go to where I'm going.
Fair enough. Okay. Was that person in the chair, were they asleep or awake, or do you know?
I don't know. I just saw their feet in the chair, so
didn't interact
move.
With
Didn't move when I went by. So.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. And you guys went into the basement, correct?
We did, yes.
All right. And I know that from prior testimonies, when I'm just going through it again and again, whatever test you performed, it didn't work out. You couldn't turn the gas on, correct?
Correct. They failed due to the furnace isn't hooked up correctly or something along the lines to where it's unsafe for gas to be put through the system.
Okay. And how long would you say you guys were in the basement down there?
20 minutes at most, 15, 20 minutes.
All right.
Wouldn't be long. It didn't take long to realize, hey, this isn't going to work, so no need to be down there any longer.
Okay. Go back up the same way that you came down?
Same way I came up.
And did you go, was the person in the chair still there?
Still in the chair. Like I said, I didn't see anything. I just saw a person sitting in the chair, and I saw their feet, because that's the first thing I saw. Take a right and then go out the door.
Okay. And where was the female that you saw that answered the door?
If you were walking out, she'd be sitting on a couch that was right here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She had a hold of the dog?
She did.
And did you, or Shorty, your crew leader, did you talk to her, or did you?
I said hello in passing, just coming through the front door, but I never spoke with her.
I guess let me rephrase it. Did you explain to her what the problem was, or
No,
did
I
your
did
crew
not.
leader?
No,
Okay.
I didn't explain anything.
All right. And did it look like this house was being renovated or worked on?
It did, yeah. It looked under construction, if you will.
Okay.
Yeah.
You said there was some. She was sitting on a couch, and
Yeah, if you walked in the door, there was a couch right there, as I recall, and she was just sitting on that couch.
And then was there some other furniture, like cabinets or anything?
Just nothing out of the norm, just normal stuff. It was more the kitchen that felt like it was being renovated and being worked on as you were coming through there.
Any of the furniture in disarray or turned over like it looked like a struggle?
No, not at all.
And when you walked out and left there, was that female alive?
Yes, she was.
I think that's all the questions I have.
All right, thank you. Cross-examination.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
I want to talk to you real quick about the dog.
Okay.
You said the female was holding the dog back.
Yeah, she was holding the dog by the collar, yeah.
Was the dog pretty aggressive?
It was a normal interaction with the homeowner and their dog. If the door's being opened and closed, you don't want the dog to get out. He barked a couple times, but nothing.
Did you have a concern that if she were to have let go of that dog might have come after you, or he was just...
I wouldn't have wanted him to come after me by any means, yeah, but I mean, she had a hold of him, so he was fine. He was just vocal. There were people in his house.
Right, but did you get the impression when she's holding that dog that if she were to let go of that dog may have went to you?
Possibly. It could have. I mean, it was looking at us when we were walking through, but we were also walking by it, so.
Okay. And I know you said this person that you saw in the chair, you can't even tell us if that's male or female, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes?
I can't tell you which.
Sorry, you said it correct.
Yeah.
Did you hear that person in the chair say anything or do anything?
No, no.
And I know you said that when you go into these houses, you're respecting people's privacy.
Correct. Yeah.
You're not trying to snoop or look into things.
Absolutely. Correct? I just get to where I have to go.
You're basically going into the part of the house that you're there to fix.
Correct.
Right? So did you spend a lot of time looking around the house to see what they were renovating and where they positioned furniture and what they were trying to hang in?
No, it just seemed it was a normal path to get to where I was going, and it looked like the kitchen was being remodeled of some sort. So.
But you were asked about the furniture, but it's fair to say that you didn't pause and to look around and have a great interest in what...
I didn't stop and like take a 360 and check the whole place out, but it seemed normal, if you will.
How much time do you think you spent in the presence of the woman who had the dog? Or was it just you passed her and that was it?
Just in passing by, yeah.
What was her demeanor like? Did she seem pleasant?
Seemed fine, yeah.
She didn't seem angry or upset?
No.
Well, that's all I have.
All right, thank you. Any redirect?
No.
Okay, thank you, sir. You may step down.
Okay, thank you.
We don't want him subject to recall on this.
Correct, he's free.
All right, you're released from your subpoena. Thank you. Next witness, please.
Brian Short.
Your Honor, while Mr. Hoffman's getting this for us, maybe a quick sidebar.
Sure.
All right, so they're going through all the utility workers. What we're getting from these utility workers is that seems like Rachelle opened up the door. She had her, had control of a large dog. Not sure what kind of dog it was, but a large dog. Nobody wanted to mess with the dog, but the dog seemed to be, behaving itself. Barked a few times. They went down into the basement. Oh, wait, on the way to the basement, they saw a man sitting in a recliner. He had a blanket on him. He was kind of just waking up, so he was in and out of consciousness, if you will, like they said. And they went down to the basement. They tried to do a test on the gas line, and it failed. So that's...
Okay, thank you.
May I proceed?
You may. Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Can you tell her your name and spell your last name, please?
Brian Short, SHORT.
And how are you employed, sir?
City Hampton.
How long have you been with the city?
18 years.
What are your what's your title or your duties and responsibilities?
I'm a crew leader.
Okay.
I take guys out and we work.
Okay. And what department are you in for the city?
Gas and water.
So gas and water, what does that mean you're being a crew leader? What are your extra responsibilities over what the other gentlemen were here?
I'm the boss.
You're the boss. All right. Fair enough. And were you working on October 11th of 2022?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you remember going out to a service appointment at 1270 Parish Avenue?
Yeah.
And what time was that appointment?
8 o'clock.
Okay. Did you guys get there on time?
Yeah.
And I believe, does the other gentleman have testified, did you go in one car together with your crew? If you recall.
I don't remember.
Okay. Do you remember going up to the house?
Yeah.
All right. Did you guys all go up to the house together?
That I'm not sure.
Okay.
But, I usually knock on the door first and then they follow.
Okay. And do you remember who answered the door that morning on October 11th at 1270 Parish?
Yeah, lady.
A lady?
Yeah.
Okay. You don't remember her name, that's fine. Did she have any pets or animals there?
Yeah. It looked like a pit bull or something. Yeah, it was a big dog.
Big dog?
Yeah.
Okay. Any other animals in the house?
No.
When you saw the dog, did she have a hold of it, or?
Oh yeah, she was. Once she sat back down on the couch, she was holding the dog.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So we make sure that.
Okay. Is that the type of dog that makes you nervous, or are you worried that she didn't have a hold of it, or?
That dog, yeah. But I've had all kinds of dogs. Small ones, big ones. We make sure they put them away.
Okay. All right. Did you see anyone else in the house besides her?
Yeah, there was somebody else in there.
And where was this, a male or a female?
It was a male.
Do you remember where that person was?
When you walk in, there's like a little room to the left. They were in like a chair, laying there.
Okay. And were they awake or asleep?
They were asleep at first.
Okay. And did you have to go past that person to get to the basement, or?
Yeah. And you walk through, and I think it's the kitchen, and then there's like a little room right here, and that's where that person was. And then we just went down to the basement and did what we had to do.
Okay. And the service you performed the service, but it's my understanding you could not hook up the gas, correct?
Correct. The furnace wasn't, it was all tore apart. So when we see that, we don't turn the gas on because they got to get a heat and air guy in there.
Okay. All right. Do you remember about how long you were down in the basement?
Probably 15 minutes.
Okay. And then you came back up the same way you went down?
Yeah.
Did you go back past the person in the chair that you saw?
Yeah.
Did that person ever interact with you at all?
Yeah. They started kind of like waking up, and I said, "What's up?" And he's like, "Hey," and then that was it.
Okay. All right. So you walked past them, and then where'd you go after you walked past him?
Once we were done, I went to the door because that dog, front door, and then I let the lady know that everything passed, but we couldn't turn the gas on because the furnace wasn't right.
Okay, so you explained the situation to her.
Yeah.
What was her reaction when you explained that situation to her?
She looked over at the person in the other room and stared at him for probably 3 or 4 seconds.
Okay.
And then looked back at me and said, "We'll get it taken care of."
Okay.
So.
All right. And was he still in that chair?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you notice, like, in the room where she was there any furniture that was overturned or disarray or sign of a struggle to you?
No.
And when you left there, was that female alive?
Yeah.
I think that's all the questions I have.
Very well. All right, cross-examination.
Morning, sir. The person that you saw in the chair who responded, "Hey," to you, did that person appear to be angry in any way?
No.
What kind of demeanor was that person giving to you? Demeanor, like how they were acting?
It seemed like they were starting to wake up. They've been sleeping. It seemed to me.
You said that when you explained to the woman the service couldn't be initiated or whatever the term that you used, you said she looked at the person in the chair for 3 to 4 seconds. Is that yes?
Yes.
Did she seem upset when she was staring, or what kind of stare was she giving him?
She just stared kind of it's hard to explain, kind of like a what are we gonna do, or kind of couldn't believe it type of look, like couldn't believe what I was saying.
Did it appear that was, I don't know if deflating is the right word, but maybe she was wanting to hear something? Did it appear she wanted to hear that it was going to be okay, but it's not okay? She felt kind of down, like,
yes.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Or did she appear mad in any way?
She didn't seem mad, no.
And you said she stared at the man over in the chair for 3 to 4 seconds. Did the person in the chair do anything in response?
No.
Did that person look at her?
I could not see him.
I know it's been 2 years.
There's a wall right there. They was back behind it, so I couldn't see what that person was doing.
All right. Was there anything else that you observed about this woman you interacted with that was unusual that day?
No.
Did she appear mad or angry or upset or anything?
No.
Nothing further.
Thank you. Any redirect?
No.
Okay, sir, you may step down. Thank you.
Again, he's subject to his policy.
Yeah, he's not subject to it.
All right, sir, you'll be released from your subpoena. Thank you. Okay, so it seems like at this time it'll be a good time for us to take our morning break. We'll go ahead and do that and come back at 10:30. Please remember my recess instructions not to talk about the case, do any investigation, or read anything about it, okay? jurors have been excused from the courtroom. As I understand it, the next witness needed transportation from the sheriff. Sergeant, is that witness available to us at this time? Thank you. Okay, anything else before we take our recess, Mr.
She said
Barnes?
she's here. Will we have access to her, or will the bail, or somebody ask her if she wishes to be filmed or not to that point?
I'll put it in there.
Okay. And,
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
anything else?
There you go. Thank you.
Okay, anything else, Mr. Wilder?
Nothing, thank you.
Okay, we'll be back at 10:30 then. Thank you.
All right, now I'm going to call it a day because the next clip is about 2 hours. So I'm gonna call it a day. Let me just make sure this thumbnail is okay. All right, we're gonna wrap it up for today. But please come back tomorrow and join us again, and we'll pick up on day 2, and we'll see how far we go. Maybe we'll do day 3. Maybe not. I think day 3 and day 4 we'll keep together because those are both 3 hours. So that's a good 6-7 hour day. So we're going to end it here, and then we'll pick back up on day 2 tomorrow. So, all right. Really appreciate you guys spending your day with us. We had quite a day. We had Courtney Clenny in the morning, and then now we're picking up on this. And the reason we're showing this is, I don't know if you guys heard it at the beginning, and I'll tell you again at the end. We covered this trial back in September of 2024, and this was before I was on camera, before we did our recaps, our welcome ins, all that. So we got demonetized right before Thanksgiving in November of 2024, and we appealed it. Were denied, so we had to wait like 3 months for us to get back to that point. So one of the things was that we got rid of all of our videos. We got rid of all our videos from like May. So May, June, July, August, September. So about 3 or 4 months, actually no, into November. So like 6 months we had to delete all these videos. So one of those cases, one of those trials was the Toby Madden trial. So we had to delete that. So while we're in between live trials right now, we're waiting for Mario Fernandez. He's going through jury selection right now. So his trial is going to start next Monday, so a week from now. So we didn't want to start a new trial. If there was a new trial, I mean, there may not even be a new trial out there. I'm sure there is if we really, really looked. But we didn't want to get involved with the trial that's like goes into next week. So that's why we just wanted to find a trial that we already covered, that we had to get rid of. And after we're looking at this, we're like, oh my gosh, yes, of course, we've got to cover this trial again. Put it back into our library, so it's part of our library, and that's the reason why we chose that. So, all right, thank you guys for joining us. Really appreciate you spending your day, your morning, and then now afternoon with us. Please join us again tomorrow. We will pick up on day 1 afternoon, actually morning and then afternoon. And we'll finish watching day 2, and then we'll finish up. It's only a 5-day trial, so it's pretty quick. So I think we'll be done by Thursday, and then Friday I want to kind of go over Mario again and just kind of get back in that frame of mind, because that's going to be a big one. And then of course Shanna is in September. I'm going to be going to that, and it's going to be good. It's going to be exciting. So with that, I will say there is Super Ball. Super Ball made it into the chat. She was there for a few minutes. But she's sleeping now. It was too much. She expended too much energy. She had to go sleep. She was in chat for a little while, and then she had to go take a nap. So, all right, you guys. Thank you again. Really appreciate you spending your day with us. Please hit the like button if you have not. We are at 271 likes. So if you have not hit the like button, please do so. Leave comments. Let us know what you think about this trial. What do you think about Toby? What do you think about Rachelle? Definitely we will see you tomorrow. We will probably go on around 9 o'clock Eastern. So we'll see you then. And thank you to our mods, and thank you to Aaron. And we will see you tomorrow. Take care, guys. Bye.